I've been bout my papyrus since I've been in it. Put me in the debate, you know I'm gon' win it. If I scream black power, don't get timid. If I say black city, I'm talking about Kemet. If I say black city, I'm talking about Kemet. Primary researching, we done pushed it to the limits. All you dudes finished. The king counting cattle up with brother Reggie. When I'm in Oakland, smoke spoken, bro, they love the Chevy. Back in the day, it was the spokes on the chariot. Long procession when the king got carried out to every spot. Woman looking nice as ISIS. I read ancient texts, so my advice is priceless. Nubian gold, your ice don't entice us. Beating me harder than counting grains in your spices. Your heart was beating, but your brain dead, you're lifeless. Yo, they ain't nothing like us, yo. Don't try to make me mad. Make me smile and say you love me, man. That's real right there. Yeah, come on. You should listen to your main man's advice. Do a YouTube and apologize like Dice. Or the back fade coming like the Antichrist. Egyptologists see me reading and said that I'm nice. I got a speller with your name on it. I'm like Sargon. You the type of dude wake up in your car gone. Told, cause of the money you owe. Before you stream, you should clean up that humble abode. Like Akhenaten City for my woman in gold. I keep the pseudos running, people coming in droves. You catch me on a live stream with Pan-African James. When we building, call us by our African names. I'm for the children. And ain't nothing happened to change. We on that black hype, so we still packing them things. It's for protection. Got connection. My complexion, pure black, that's the S. Make me smile. You love me? Show me some love. Alright. What's up, y'all? Just chilling, man. I was out working hard. I'll be working hard just to be normal. Just to show humility. I am a humble servant. Look how hard I get online to make sure you know the truth. Tell the truth. I'll fight bang to make sure you know the truth. These cats is tripping. But what's up? Thanks for y'all for tapping in. Hopefully we have another good show. You know what I mean? Let's get it in. Yeah, and I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh. Alright, it's getting kinda dirty in these YouTube streets. The Amin Ra squad, God thinking you dudes weak. Islam or Judaism, where you learn what you dudes teach. The West African rapper slapping with that voodoo speech. All that sub-Saharan terror about a kufu feet. I'm like Norma, that agricultural farmer that grew you wheat for the storehouses. We feed the Hebrews and lead the people when we defeat the feeble. They wanna know polite rip me off, but Sonetta paid me my money though. That mean he 100. And I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh. Nubian with the Jews, I rock the pinky. I think Jesus got to save me. A doctor save me, a Dr. Inky. I cop the copper jewels, I'm blue and red. I'm not the chakra doctor, y'all claim woke. But you in bed, you won't pop a chopper, you Grandmaster J. You just talking. Punks turn the other cheek and you will walk away. Y'all gon' have to pardon my Moorish. That's Taharka Bay. I'm on that black African power on my darkest day. And that's my brother Ankh stomping them other punks. We brought them gators to Italy, you loving the Moors. And now I'm teaching from my shrine like brother Jabari. Scoping the savannah cause I'm on another safari. Tasha K showed us Frank record. Young Pharaoh just losing his mind and y'all can't help him. I know one thing, you're a fool if you're still out here donating to Umar school. That shit cool. And I'ma work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh. Look. You showing your hidden colors like Tariq Nasheed. A bunch of pseudo information I don't think I need. Probably lying on the text, ask Divine or Zion Lax. Just get that microphone ready. With Metal Netta, I'm Stone Jetty, a Ujahu, a Saw Imhotep. Y'all probably timid still on them Bobby Hemmett teachings. I'm in Gozy with the DNA. Cats corny and it's killing me too. You talk that black shit, but you look Arab like Gorilla Hebrew. You need therapy, they telling me just chillin', be cool. I'm a magi orchard, you a sad guy talking. And I'm a work cause I ain't going out lazy, bruh. Thought he was conscious, but the homie just played me, bruh. The house of consciousness is going out crazy, bruh. They crazy, bruh. Alright, what's up? Shout out to the people in the building. I see y'all out there. Now, I guess I gotta stop playing with it, huh? Huh, Sister Cobble? Jay Mill, hope all is well. You probably just got back from Egypt, huh? I ain't seen Jay Mill in a minute. He probably just got back from Kemet. I'm telling you. I mean, you know, that's how it be. What's up with Pan-African James? So this is what I want to say, though, in all humility, and you know what I'm saying. Now, that Fights Over Egypt album, it just popped. You know, this is how art be, because I was waiting for the moment that told me to release it. And like I say over and over again, inspired by almost every one of my viewers, all my contributors, I mean, everybody, like, you know, the artists, this is just, I just was making these songs for y'all. Like on the strength, just in my little studio, not even tripping. Like, I ain't tripping off hip hop and what my fan base necessarily think. I'm just going to let them know what I'm doing right now if they listen to the music. The first song I recorded for that was what? It wasn't The White Crown, it was Black Egypt. It was Black Egypt, because Chief X was sitting up there talking all that Egypt ain't black, and I was thinking he ain't even getting no money saying that. So I was like, I can't sit around and have that fight and then be robbing my kids and shit like I ain't working. Basically, it ain't a capitalist thing. It's more of a have to be a provider thing. When I sit in front of this YouTube, it make it harder for me to be a provider. Until my YouTube is right, and you know, I'll be getting good support, so that be helping. But until my monetization is right, like, I still be getting YouTube checks, $200. I'll be watching people who just do DoorDash, right? Or they just might do some online deliveries, and I'm watching their YouTube, and they be getting like 50,000 subscribers, $1,000 a day off YouTube. Yeah, so I was like, at least if we're going to talk about Black Egypt this much, let me first make the theme song to it. I wasn't tripping off whether it was the best song or the best beat. I made the beat, right? Sometimes you can't even tell if your own beats is weak or not. I mean, you know, because you made it, so you going to like it. But I knew I thought of some quick rhymes to it, and if I could think of some quick rhymes, then that means it got a groove. Then that inspired that White Crown track. All the time we putting jewels in the music that you really can't find in no other music. Not like I'm not like no arcane, not acting like no arcane secret shit. But I'm saying though, like if you just be listening, you're gonna say, what did he just say? Even the one Ain't Nobody Tripped that in Fights Over Egypt, I said, Mech what I say? Mek pa nisu ni niu. If you apply yourself, they can't see you. But I said nek pa nisu ni niu. Everybody who been watching my show know what that means if they break that down. You probably won't know mek, look or behold. Mek pa nisut ni niu. He from the town, belonging to the town. That's the king from the town. That's the king of the town. But we always call Oakland on my domain the town. Nevertheless, I was easy to slip that pass on a song where it sounds like I'm just celebrating and chilling. You know what I'm saying? And that's the part that I was kind of like waiting on. So, I like how they do this, and I wonder if at the end of the year they do a best album of the year type thing. Now, let's talk about something real quick, and hopefully it'll be useful to anybody. You know, when I talk about the art and stuff, it'll be less than the fights and stuff, or whatever. Now, I remember when, before Bandcamp came out, there was a website that not many people used. It was from the UK. It was called Artists First. What they do is let you sell your music internationally, and there's a few things about it. But the splits you get off selling your music on Bandcamp, as opposed to selling your music on Spotify or what have you, any other medium, you wouldn't even believe the difference. Like, for basically, it's the difference between being independent and being on a major or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of people don't want to lose the presentation of not being on all streaming platforms. And so they'll go with the, I don't want to say the devil, but they'll go with the worst deal in order to look more accepted, to hardly ever, never receive no money, but they on Spotify, they on Vimeo, they on all streaming platforms. Now, I don't know, but that is crazy to me. When if you put $10 up on Bandcamp, you probably gonna be earning what, 850 an hour. So obviously, you go to Spotify, you're gonna be getting cents per stream, not even a cent. You get 100th of a cent a stream. So it's cool to look at, but let's look at this and see what they said. Then we're gonna keep it moving. Blah blah blah. I just wanted to celebrate these little accolades. September Guide to the Best New Hip Hop Release to Grace Bandcamp takes a global trap vibe as we highlight the Brazilian MC's tropically influenced debut, a Canadian producer's deeply melodic instrumentals, and an Oakland-based MC's foray into ancient Egypt. We also hailed the return of the elusive 90s independent rap champion. Now, the first one they want to talk about is that Casual that fights over Egypt. It says Casual's latest long player was inspired by a series of debates the Oakland-based MC and hieroglyphics member had about ancient Egypt while researching and writing his recent book, Black Like Osiris. So they plugged the book. Shout out to them. On the mellow boogie-inflected title track, Casual recalls going back and forth with an Egyptologist PhD scholar before diving into the dynamics involved in accurately sourcing history. Later, on the eerie bombs over Gaza, the MC2 rattle, what it says, the MC2 rattles off a checklist. I don't know if that was a typo. The MC rattles off a checklist of warmongering ills, laminating military tours we endured them for centuries. Underscored by funk-heavy production, provided by DJ Teray, they left out Dead Perry, Cash Martin, and Casual himself. Fights over Egypt was smart and thought-provoking throwback to hip-hop entertainment era. Yeah, they know a little bit. See, because when you write your album, you write out a little bio on what it's about. So they read the bio and they start to speak on it. They also gave my man Eli some props on his latest release. An artist named Factor Chandler, whoever that is. Godfather Don, Grand Choice Records, The Hellhole Store, Lies, The New Love Experience, and a bunch of other new artists, basically. I'm not saying they new, but it feels really good to be like from my era and be on top of this like this. You feel me? So shout out to them. If you ain't got the album, go on and support. I'm about to put it in the link in the chat right now. Yeah, thanks to y'all, man. Thank you, Mr. Metro. Go and support that thing right there so you can bump them tunes at the house. And we got that book. What else we got? Come on, man. Let me see. Put that up. But what's been up, though? Y'all been watching? I've been watching YouTube. I tried to watch somebody doing that King's monologue, but again, I couldn't because the way that they was even trying to explain everything away was just horrible. Fact is, they ran a test looking for some other stuff, and they found out that the ancient Egyptians had negroid amounts of melanin. That's what they called it, basically. They said the amounts you would expect in a negroid specimen. And cats is confused about that. I don't understand how they be back and forth like that. Why I'm not plugging the side of the debate? Because I don't even know if I'm serious about that. Like, I don't even, Ospie. I don't even know how can anybody be talking about some Ospie and be serious. I don't even know the date. I need to have a talk with Si and see what's up with that. That's a good question. And he'll give me a flyer. I'll put up the flyer. It's nothing. Who remember these videos? I know you don't smoke no more, family, but you were very high. Trying to run up on Smash. The boys fought they fight, had an illiterate leader, that's why they thought they right. I know you ain't back fucking with cracks, but you was tripping saying Egyptians wasn't black, bruh. Got your mask cracked with Kara Cooney. She said they definitely were black, your face looked like it. You forgot to take your DoorDash order out of the backseat, you was very high. They want to talk to Egyptologists. You show me a degree and don't show me what college it is. And even though you was a crack fiend, bruh, I might have to do some. I might have to put the God Killer song up for free. With my crew in 92, cause that's my occupation, bruh. You got arrested on the stump in Baltimore, hella distant. Very high. Don't make me pull out this paperwork. If that's your hypothesis, nigga, make it work. And when you said 8 or 13%, you meant 8 out of 13 STRs, boy. Every man's went and messed that up. You're not a leader, boy, you never could compare my king. See that crown, boy, never could wear that thing. You want sources, nigga, let me
Think about it though. They was at Bandcamp listening to this album and they don't even know this album as good as y'all. You feel what I mean? Like they don't know what I'm talking about as good as y'all know what I'm talking about. Like cats watching my channel know the ins and outs of this album and you can explain it to hip hop. That's crazy. Like, no, that song was because they'll never know why I wrote that or nothing. But y'all know though, that's hella funny. So that's how it be some real people in hip hop. Like y'all the real ones who know, and everybody else listening to the album saying it's hot, trying to figure the bars out. And it be certain people who know because they're closer to the, you know what I'm saying? That's hella funny. But I'm happy these songs are just short and cool and whatever. I ain't about to talk about this forever. It just feel cool. I ain't been streaming, so what's up? And shout out to everybody who supported it already. Oh, so what they been talking about lately? I seen Reggie video. I wasn't mad at Reggie last night. Where you at, Reggie? That was on your head in the chat, though. Ooh, last night they was on your head in the chat, Reggie. They was like, because Reggie was like, Kamala Black. I don't care about that stuff. I told y'all, don't do me like that. Just because I'm willing to talk about it. Like I fell for the Obama trap, and I didn't really fall for that. But I vote. He was the most eloquent, and he was the most ready. But he also got like a 48% vote for me because he was black. If you can't admit that and you white, then that's your fault. But don't think Obama would have got in the White House with only black votes. White people had to vote for him too. Now, I think I probably been able to vote probably about, 10 times? I don't know, that might have been too many times. Whatever. Yeah, that's definitely too many times. Probably like 8 times. And I know only one of those 8 times or whatever, however many times since I was 18, it was only one time where we ever was talking about the candidate being black. Right? And so when did that turn to what it was? Now, if you ever really seen a real black candidate, you know goddamn well. If you ever seen like a real black candidate, like, what's real black? I'm just saying, well, you ain't even questioning it. That's something else. I know people is rolling their eyes right now, but for real, it seemed like a Dave Chappelle comedy skit or something when I imagine it. Somebody just not changing their lane, nothing, not doing nothing. Just they would never have that up there. It's always gonna be something where you're questioning it. So I ain't giving that no thing. What I'm voting against is police having immunity. Okay. Now, if y'all mad at me for voting against police having immunity, so be it. Oh, we're gonna get into Project 2025 too, but that's 900 pages. So if any of y'all know some of the pages out of Project 2025, start marking them down to the side so we can start showing people what them boys got in store. You know what I'm saying? All right, what you talking about, Owaspi? Bro, I can't even tell you that I'm not gonna attack Owaspi in that debate. If the debate turns out to happen, which I'm pretty sure it will, I'm not going to be there to attack something like Owaspi, yo. Like, because you could call a person to a debate to debate anything. Like how that's supposed to be what's supposed to be help the people. Some shit called, man, I'm tired. But and I don't got no disrespect for them brothers, but they just as cliquish and cultish as anybody else. Reggie did a video before. Hopefully Reggie will get wind of this video and maybe he could come in and shed light on it. But I don't intend, if I participate in that debate, I don't intend to bash Owaspy. That would bring me down, like, right? Like spending your time bashing something that's just completely ludicrous. I will take the stage and take the time to promote some more of what we do. We talk about Kemet Black Egypt. I'm gonna show them, look, ain't nothing in Owaspy even black. Ain't nothing in it even black. Everything we talking about, man, we done made some ground, y'all. I don't care. We made a lot of ground. Like no one, it's not written. You could take it and make this your own thesis. How it was always the Nubians and a relationship with the Southern contingency that allowed Egypt to prevail out of any intermediate period and in its inception. That's not written in scholarship nowhere. Understanding that is a byproduct of our research. You're not about to, and that's 100% true, is 100% factual and provable, and it ain't written in Egyptology nowhere. Yeah. I mean, they out here trying to rock. See, like I said, I'm not gonna bash them on it, but you rocking a quote unquote Bible that was written by some white dude in the 1800s or whatever. I don't even know the details. But anything close to what I said is crazy. Whether it was the 17, 16, whatever, it's nonsense. So I'll take advantage of my time to teach about Kemet. And if they attack Kemet, I'll defend it. And in the regards in which it needs to be defended. If they got some valuable attacks, they can have that. But I don't even want to help black people to know this word, Owaspy. Like, leave that word out of our vocabulary and vernacular. It's not adding nothing to nobody. Now, I don't always like to talk about how every teaching that we'll ever encounter is always a poor righteous teaching. Will ever in your life somebody come through dumb balling? I'm just asking. Will ever it happen that somebody come through with their life completely on point, 800 credit score, dumb doing good, and they ask you to get into one of these movements? I know that sounds weird, but I'm wondering why those two things don't never go together. Why don't nobody invite you to a mansion and be talking about what we be talking about? Is this just not ever gonna get you there? I'm saying, can somebody please, if you're listening and you're in your mansion right now and you're in the chat, just laugh. But I'm asking for real. Is there something about the anti-focus on capitalizing beyond your everyday means? You know, like once we satisfy the bills, now we could go study. And then all we got is enough for the bill. I don't know. But I'm just talking about my own self. Every time I found some noble cause like this, it was coming from a place of poor righteous teaching. And I don't know what's up with that. I don't believe that's the truth. I don't believe that only people who are poverty stricken know the truth. That can't be right. So I don't know. Maybe they get the money. When they get the money, it's too much other stuff. You don't see the struggle no more. They see too much other stuff. Shimsu say afraid to drop the bag. Some Mr. Metro say, and it's always a scam. Yeah. Now the preacher man that's in the mansion, that's a very good point. He ain't coming from the place of poor righteous teaching because his establishment, I mean, what they doing with that, they know what they doing with that. They know how it fit into society. This is a Christian society. The black preacher can be rewarded by ushering more people into Christianity. That's a place. That's a place in society. Any of us, me, even after I say this, anybody listening that's black could be a black preacher in the next, what? You don't even gotta wait 6 months. You just get online. Not to say you're gonna be a prosperous black preacher, and that's not to take away from those who think they're serious when they preaching, but they just, you be thinking you're right, and so you're taking it all serious. Man, I remember my pastor had a Rolls Royce, yo, in the hood. And his license plate, you ain't gonna never guess what it said on it. The license plate said 3 times black, referring to the paint on the roads. I used to not want to give no contributions because of that. And I was only like 13, 12, 13. I was like, hell no, I ain't giving no contribution to that. That dude got a 3 times black on a Rolls Royce right in the front. That's crazy. I started talking about buying land. Cats be thinking that's the biggest scam in the world. I'm talking about we need to start talking like that so our kids can understand that. I'm not talking about no buy land company. I'm just like, dog, we don't even be wanting to live around each other. You get your money, you want to move away from black people. You don't say in your head, I want to move away from black people. You start saying things like you want to move to a good neighborhood, even though you know what has defined good neighborhoods over the past 50, 100 years. So now if you're conscious, you'll be like, I can't just be like that. Now you're going to go to where it's right. But everybody ain't conscious. So when I say things, don't always internalize them. It ain't always you or me. But I only speak about stuff that I've had as problems in my own life that I had to question myself. Like, what make you feel safer right here? Do you really feel safer right here? Yes or no? Then you be like, you know what? I don't even really feel safer right here. in this community that's supposed to be more safe. Because the 5-0 get on you like crazy and what have you. Yeah, but this was cool. Pastoring is a sick side hustle. If pastoring is your side hustle, then yes, it is a sick side hustle. But some pastors believe 100% genuinely in what they're doing, which is another problem indeed. But you can't, if they believe they right, then you can't, you know what I mean? You got to deal with it in a different way. You can't just be like, we can't be like that. Hey, so I ain't even seen no King's monologue back and forth with the community of skeptics or whatever. I started watching that little video, but I seen a post in the Discord, but they need to leave that man alone. They need to leave that man King's monologue alone. All his videos be on point. And they still trying to act like that article didn't prove what Diop was talking about. That's the craziness. Where Reggie at, man? We need to get Reggie in here. Tell the truth. Is you voting for Kamala because she black, yes or no? All right, forget that. I'm going to put up a poll. That's going to help me know. Does them polls cast know that? I'm going to see who y'all voting for. And these polls are private. So I want to see what black people really doing. Just hit the poll on what you really gonna do on ballot day so far. I want to see. Ooh. There's one vote right now looking scary, man. Come on, y'all got to vote on that poll so I can see what y'all doing on ballot day. All it say is Kamala or Trump. Dang. Oh man, let me see what this about to do. This gonna have me like, see, hey, vote for real on my page. Don't put your fake vote on there. But I'm saying that's the ones that they got on there. All right. I can put the third one. Who else is on there? Cornel West. You just know he ain't gonna win. I mean, vote for somebody you know ain't gonna win. It's like not voting. All right, we get some comments up here now. I was about to say. Make sure y'all, I just was gonna say what the audience doing. I want people to vote honestly. It's only 5 votes in there. There's more people watching. Put it this way, if these was the only 2 on the ballot, forget it. I know y'all, what's up, Gaddafi? I know y'all got other people on there. Some everything says it's not about winning at this point when both parties are the same. All right, well, it looked like Kamala winning by a landslide on this page. Y'all have to keep it real. Don't fake vote. Can't nobody see who voted. They say voting for people that can't get on the 50 ballots is nonsense. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, huh? That's just saying you feel like wasting your time. I feel like wasting my time today. I'm gonna go vote for somebody. I'm just gonna write a name on the ballot. So far the poll has Kamala leading by 73%. I know we don't reflect the nation, we reflect the small subculture of black people and others. I know it ain't only black people watching. What I'm saying though, we need more options. They kept Cornell West off Georgia cards, so I vote for Jill Stein. Man, all these names I never heard of. Why don't we now we gotta stop playing. The way we be trying to beat the machine ain't gonna never beat the machine. You see what I mean? Like, you can know Jill Stein and you can vote for Jill Stein, and I'm not saying anything harsh against you. And James, you can vote for Cornell or whoever you're thinking. But if we don't get a way for our democratic process to get those candidates enough or equal exposure, at least on the mandated platforms, like nothing's mandated. Everything is all about campaign money. So until those become viable options, them contributions is crazy. Like saying that is just like, we gotta focus on making sure that they get a fair chance. Cause it's just like saying, imagine being in a room, imagine the boat about to sink. Like, we gotta think of real scenarios. There's only 10 of us on the boat. The boat about to sink, and the vote is left or right. Because just we came to the conclusion that the vote is left or right. So you want to vote north or south. We're not going north or south. You know that. Because everybody, the majority of the people on the boat said, look, left or right. And the boat is sinking. And so y'all want to vote for north or south. That's the same thing. Like, man, I ain't voting left. I'm not voting right. I'm just going to vote north. All right, well, we're not going north. So y'all just help to not help. And I'm not saying that either, because true, don't get it twisted. The critiques of your position is a critique of my own position. All I'm voting against is police immunity. Trust me, you can say your issues is bigger than mine, but I heard somebody say they want the popo not to get in trouble for popping fools. And I don't know what other issue is bigger than that. Gaddafi, they are right that we get more than two choices. But I hate when I watch YouTubes and people stutter like that. That's one of my pet peeves, and I just did it. I said, if the. Let me just talk for a minute. Just shut up if your brain gets stuck like that, man. And stop saying, These are things we can omit in one day, right, of conscious thinking. I'll be watching so many YouTubes, and not our YouTubes. It'd be like just watching regular YouTube, and the speaker be like, I'll be like, damn, I'm changing channel. But I'm only noticing that. It's like when I first noticed how hard I breathed on my early albums, then I stopped locking my early albums. And I learned how to not record in between every verse. And you like to go listen to some early albums and like, damn, I didn't hear all that breathing. So now, what this poll say? We got 13 votes. It's more than 13 people in here, so feel free to put your vote up. Don't say you ain't voting and then not vote on the screen. See? Because you stuck. Kamala or Trump. Them are some not the best choices. Everybody who got Trump in the back of their head is thinking about some type of a stimulus check. They ain't thinking about nothing else. At least anybody in our little subcultures. How could you be thinking Trump and you think about anything else? Maybe you don't like Kamala. Kamala? What's her name? Kamala? Kamala, yeah. They fooled me into saying the wrestler name, Kamala. Sound like she about to DDT somebody. Kamala. Wasn't that a wrestler? It had to be a wrestler. Tell me Kamala wasn't a wrestler. So don't think now, if you got reparations, honestly, is not a national, that's not a national discussion. And yeah, both candidates are very shaky on reparations, even the one that's supposed to be black. Yep, they thinking Trump for stimulus checks and crypto. Which ain't bad, but police immunity is. And you know what else? When we go into Project 2025, I don't know if y'all been watching, but everything they saying, they want to just turn this into a dictatorship. Now, I hope we learned in elementary school how tariffs work, yo. I don't even know if Trump is tripping off how tariffs work, yo. If we didn't learn in school, we could just go watch on any YouTube that show you how tariffs work. Tariffs don't work the way that he talking about. Man, that's the craziest thing ever. So right now they got some strict tariffs on, think about this. Let's just think slow. Let's not try to be all smart. Because if you try to be too smart, you ain't going to get it. Just relax. And think about this. Elon Musk was one of the first, obviously we know, one of the first producers of electric cars in America. Right? Think about who has been allowed to produce electric cars in America since Elon Musk. Now, they let Honda, and I'm talking about besides the European white companies, they let Honda and Kia, a few other Japanese, but they won't let Americans experience Chinese electronic vehicles. If you go shout out to Nano, what's up? If you go look up Chinese electric vehicles and watch a video on them, man, they blowing the doors off American electric vehicles. So guess what they did? They put like 100% tariff on those electric vehicles, trying to keep them out of America or whatever. Now, what is the effect of that? And I could be straightened out. Y'all can speed Google it and say that's not a tariff, that's something else. Help me out. But it's still going to be, if it was considered a tariff, this is the same effect. The price is not paid, obviously we know this, by the manufacturer. If they put a tariff on something being imported into America, then before an American can receive that good, he has to pay an additional tax. I'm not the person to be explaining this. Like, this is stuff that we should. I'm like, he don't know that. So he gonna pay for something in America with the money from the tariffs. So that means you're gonna make us pay for it. Oh, hybrids, yeah, you're right. They had hybrids. I just was talking about that full electric car. Thank you. So that just means you're gonna make us pay for it, Trump. I know I'm not the person to be explaining that to nobody. Everybody listening know this. So why wouldn't Trump know this? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Now, if this sound pro Kamala, then that's just the residue of being stuck between a rock and a hard place. You know? I mean, I could never, ever, I don't even care. Let me tell you why. I could never, ever support a black candidate who says, I'm never going to do nothing for black people only. White people know damn well the whole nation, what you do is for white people. Imagine a Jewish candidate saying he's never going to do nothing for Jewish people only. He'd get kicked up out of there. You see how different those extremes is? Those extremes is so different that it's like we got a bipolar nation. Could you imagine? Oh, okay, so Kamala is going down. She has 60% right now after 20 votes. We need more votes. Dude, everything that we be thinking about Trump being a businessman ain't true. Y'all ain't never watched no documentary on Trump businesses? So with all of the bad stuff I've heard from both candidates, the worst thing I've heard was Trump wanting police to have immunity. I lightweight was gonna give him that secret woompty boom. Y'all know y'all gonna do it. A lot of y'all talking y'all little liberal shit, and y'all gonna walk right in there and do that secret boomty boom on the Trump law. But when he start talking about police immunity, I don't care what y'all say. I don't care what y'all say. I don't think nothing will be worse in this whole nation. Besides people just getting popped left and right, and they talk about, oh, Popo ain't in trouble. Could you imagine that? Hella Rodney King's Popo ain't in trouble. So that's why I'm feeling how I feel. That'll be the worst. That'll be the worst 4 years. But anyway, man, let me see if somebody want to hit the link. I talked for an hour. And shout out to everybody who support the channel, and shout out to all of y'all for making that
Recording
album.
in progress.
I don't want to say it was #1, but they just put it on top. Making it an award-winning album.
Recording stopped.
I'm about to do another one now. I got another record about to come out for real, on all streaming platforms. But that's because I did it with other people who don't think how I think. I'll be like, why I do that, man? This is little hip hop. Like, we ain't reaching the whole world anyway. So service your supporters and get them and be able to get the lion's share of what you created. There go the link. You can tell me why you clicked the Trump button on the. Somebody tell me why they clicked Trump. Tell me why you clicked Trump. And then let me see. We might play some other music. These songs is gone, huh? Those songs is there? Damn. That's cool. That's cool.
I'm down, girl.
Okay. Hit the link. Feel free to hit the link. I'm just looking at different audio I got on here. Some of it I lost.
The distinction between an Egyptian and a Nubian identity.
How did I re-find that? Last time I clicked it, it was lost.
The ritual sphere is probably the most articulated because not only relate.
There go Joey. What's up with Joey? Thanks for clicking the link. Help making another good show. What's up with Joe?
What's up?
Peace. How are you? Where you tapping in from?
Trinidad.
Trinidad. That's right. What's up with you? How you doing?
Good, good, good.
You see, y'all inspired that album, and now it's getting accolades in the real world.
Yeah, man. I'm glad for you, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, man. I'm still on this Medunetta thing right now, man.
I think I'm gonna start doing some small little introductory classes, yo.
It busting up my head right now, you know.
Oh yeah.
Boy. But I can tell you the truth. If you put a Stella in front of me, I could read that.
Oh, not the whole thing. No, you can't read it.
Come on, man. If you put it in front of me, I could read all the different names pretty much.
How long you been studying?
About 6, maybe 3 months or so.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you might. And you've been doing some like good time every day.
Well, I you know, every once in a while, I put it on, read a little thing, meditate, come back on. Because it's only because of people like you, I start to read. So, you know, I'm now getting into reading to try it, you know.
We're gonna pop some stuff on the screen before it's over.
But you see, you're gonna pop a Stella, you gonna pop one of them old one of them joints from the Middle Kingdom or something.
No, I'm gonna go into an instructional learning book so that we can't, you know, it'll be at the level. Yeah. I'll go into one of these books you probably haven't seen and we'll look at some of their inscriptions.
I'm proud of myself, but then when I see people like you, I just feel a little bad. But then I say, listen,
nah, don't feel bad.
Because at least now we throw glyphs on it, I can read 1 or 2 little things and, you know, fake the rest of it. I couldn't do that before. So yeah. You know, I'm proud of myself, but still, you know, it's a little discouraging. But when people like you get on there and start rattling it off, I'm like, boy, man.
Nah, that's not to discourage. That's just to, you know, inspire.
No, I understand what you're saying, but it's just like when you're in front of people like you think you're doing something, then when Smash come on, you're like, oh shit, damn. You know?
Well, there's people that make me feel the same way, so I understand.
Yeah, but you see, it's few people that gonna make you feel that way. Because you understand? Because most of the people that come on just want to talk and to no end, and then we put glyphs on the screen, they can't recognize nothing, but they're arguing with you. Just like I hear.
Okay. Yeah, I feel what you're saying. But, you know, there's levels to the game. Like, when I'm in the presence of experts, I have to humble myself.
Yeah, but you have taught me that just because a person has a degree behind their name, that doesn't make them an expert in everything. It's only when you see the people, the black people, then it's a different level as opposed to the other people who are not black. You understand what I'm saying? When you see Solange asking those people come on, they're not playing. They know what they're telling you. You understand?
Yeah, normally because their area of focus is more of the type of stuff that we're researching as well. But if we went to go study some, I mean, if we got off subjects that were quote unquote not central to Afrocentrics, then they would be like, they would have a strong suit. Egyptology is a vast field, and there's so many little minutia that you could just focus on. Some people just know like every pottery shard that has been broken and where it was broken, little different details, you know what I mean? And so you're right, but I'm just saying let's not be confused at how vast and exhaustive the field is to where you could be humbled very quick when I go to some of these seminars.
I found out something very interesting. I was just looking into melanin to see if everybody, has melanin in their skin. And I was reading something stating everybody has melanocytes, but it's the different level of melanin that's produced that deals with skin color. And I was looking at like the hair glyph and the pupil glyph and wondered what does that have to do with blackness? And guess what I found out?
What?
Two of the places where you produce a lot of melanin is in the pupil of the eye and the hair. I didn't know that.
That's interesting. Yeah, but I mean, because they're black though, you know what I'm saying?
No, but generally that is where melanin is produced. That's two of the characteristics that are determined by melanin. I didn't know that, so I was wondering where's the hair glyph coming from? It
So
look random.
if your pupils ain't black, then they don't got a lot of melanin in them. You know what I mean? And likewise, if your hair ain't black, it don't got a lot of melanin in it either. You notice that, right?
Yeah, but I just find it was interesting to say that our ancestors knew science, and that is why they're here.
Well, you might be taking
That
that a step further. You might be seeing more than they seen. Because the hair is black whether you know about melanin or not. And the pupil is black whether you know about melanin or not. Like kids know the hair and the pupil is black and they don't know nothing about melanin. You see what I mean?
but everybody's hair is done black,
Mm-hmm.
so they had to know something about it in order for them to use that in particular. It wasn't just I just randomly pick it out because my hair is black.
Mm-hmm.
Had to be some deeper knowledge other than just my hair is black, so it has something to do with skin color. I think they had a deeper level of knowledge. Just like when you look at the glyph for heart, it looks like a heart. So they had to know something about anatomy in order for them to be able to draw that perfectly, because that is what a heart looks like. When you draw it, that's what they draw. So they had to know something about science. It wasn't just, we just doing it. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's just like when you look at the arm and you see the top of the arm is a diagram of the fallopian tubes. That is how they used to teach us that in health class. So it wasn't just that they were just making up something. They were able to look into the anatomy and be able to say, well, this looks like this, so we could put that there, correct? They had some knowledge of the anatomy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had some, but how much is the question? When we start to get down to the microscopic, we have to ask our own self questions.
That's a good question, because they have mathematical papyri, they had gynecological papyri, they had all these different papyri. So they had some level, just like when you look at the eye of Peru.
But what about the microscopic papyri?
I didn't even know nothing about that one.
There is not one. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing
Oh,
that indicate to us that they could see things at a level of that before microscopes were created.
but I mean, but it's some level there, because to us it looks weird when you read these papyri and they talk about the different types of treatments that they gave, but they had some knowledge, even with the eye of Horus and the eye of Ra. All of that
Oh,
breakdown.
you're 100% right. I'm not refuting that. They had tons of knowledge, but what's the extent of that knowledge is what we're questioning. You know.
I would love for I would I would love to go back into ancient Kemet now and see what ancient Kemet would have really looked like.
It
If
probably
they
would have been
really had,
more practical than we think.
I
Probably
want
a lot of danger around them all over the place.
I just want to know if they would really like have electricity and understand energy transfer. If the pyramids really has something to do with energy.
You think they had electricity?
Say it again?
You think they had electricity?
Well, I think they understood the principle of energy transfer. Maybe not electricity. I don't want to sound ludicrous, but I think they understood energy.
Okay.
They say that they think they have a light bulb on one of these papyri, a large thing that they think might be a light bulb.
So there's levels to what you're saying. I don't disagree that they understood energy, but like right now we understand energy to an extent, and I don't think they understood it like we understand it. But think about it. There are future technologies that will be revealed from all of this, and we don't have it yet either. You see what I mean? So even though we understand energy right now, everything that's going to be brought into existence from our understanding of energy isn't in fruition at this time. So then just because they understood energy don't mean they had light bulbs. You know what I mean?
Well, that's a theory because they say something that they saw something that they think looked like a light bulb. Then I saw something the other day where they had something on Facebook where they put in a glyph and put in a star and put in something else and said it means Stargate. So they think they had Stargates, but that's a whole different story.
Hey, Israel 3000, do me a favor and share your camera before you come in, because I never seen you come in, and I'm gonna let you in. But you just gotta show your face for the first time, because people be photo bombing and stuff. I mean,
what do you think about that smash? You think they had?
Okay. What's up, Israel? You could go back off camera. Peace to you. Yeah, sometimes people they be doing crazy stuff, so I'll be trying to have people show who they is.
Oh, that's real. That's why, I appreciate that, man. I keep up with you from time to time when I catch your show. I appreciate what you're doing, brother. I like Tahuti. I don't know if you ever know his podcast. I don't mean to plug him.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, it's all good.
But like you said, I'm in the learning stage, man. I'm from San Antonio, man, but I'm calling from Colorado. And I want to go in. I don't want to interrupt y'all's topic, but I want to, explain why I put Trump instead of Kamala.
Okay, yeah. Well, you got the floor. Go ahead.
Well, I think only because, and not, when COVID happened those years back, I was a server. Well, if you don't know, I was serving at Red Lobster. Matter of fact, I don't mind telling my business. And we went on the furlough or whatever. I was getting all the extra money and all that kind of shit or stuff. Excuse me. And I got the letter from Trump, so I wasn't on the bandwagon because of that, but it still happened. Whereas these years later now, under this, the only difference I see is going to Walmart, which is across the street from me, and it looks like the UN. Man, what I'm saying? I mean, and they got 2 or 3 baskets full to the rim, man. So.
Well, hold on. So what you just said, when you go to the Walmart, it looked like the UN, and they got. So you talking about basically a lot of people not from this country with full baskets, like how they get that money?
How they get that money, man? Full baskets. I've yet to see, and I'm walking. I don't have a car. I'm old school, man. I literally live down the street from the job, and it's just interesting to me, man. It's just like you're saying. For me, it's like it don't matter who's in. They gonna push forward with what they doing, and if we don't get our shit together soon, man, it's crazy. And so that's my mission on the street. I'm trying to warn brothers and sisters, like, hey, man, and not to be fanatic about it, but to be like, look, we got to put this bullshit aside, no matter what it may be. If we don't, man, we on the borderline right now. I can feel it.
All right, so let me ask you though. When you said why you going for Trump, you referenced back to COVID times, and then some hard. I thought you was referencing to some hardships you might have had while you was doing. We all had hardships through that time, or while you was at the Red Lobster. And basically, what I got from what you were saying is that Trump came through basically in those times. Is that what you were saying?
I didn't even expect the. I'm in the rears of child support. I'm gonna keep it real, but I only got one child. That was years ago back, and so I'm thinking, I ain't gonna get nothing. I'm not gonna see nothing. The only thing I did get was unemployment, and then they tacked on all the extra money. So I felt like they knew these days were coming, and so they gave us a taste of reparations. And I hate to even put those in the same basket, but that's what it was. It was free. It was here's yours. Here's your little taste. Y'all don't know that these people finna come in by the thousands. I've been living at the same apartment, man, 6 years, man, right across the street from the Walmart. In Colorado, man, in Denver, in Aurora, where they say all the gangs is at, the Venezuelan gangs. That's bullshit, man. I'm on the street walking around, and so I'm almost reporting style. I got a little a channel, but anyway, I don't want to be long winded. I'm saying
you can promote your channel. What's your channel?
Man, I'm a novice. I'm a novice. I'm an amateur. This is what I'm saying, and I'll pass the mic. Doing a lot of walking, seeing it in real time, the beautiful Venezuelan women, the dudes most of them got frowns on their face, and I'm just, my whole thing is we got to get together as a people, and that sounds so.
Well, let me ask you another question about what you just said, because right before you said that, you said it was kind of BS what they said about the Venezuelan, but then you said you seeing them because you said you see the women and the men got a frown. So what is the BS that they saying about them?
Oh, just the gangs are taking over apartment buildings. Because what they did, in my opinion, they condensed all of them here in Aurora. And so, and I stay right by the mall, the sign. So this is not the quite black area. This ain't the east side, like downtown, but this is where they condensed them at. And so, yeah, from time to time, you hear some shootouts. There's a Target that was over here. They was all going up there a lot, frequently, about 1,000. And I'll just walk through the crowd, man. And so, like I said, I can't speak to anybody, but me walking in the streets, I didn't see no Venezuelan gang members threatening nothing. If anything, they trying to work like we, not like we were, but, I could just see how they are just trying to maintain. And winter about to hit. In Colorado, we get it.
All right, I'm feeling you. Now let me ask some of the questions about some of the things I put out, and then we'll get to James and the other people who tapped in. One of the most negative things that I think I heard Trump say is that he wanted police to have immunity, that they need more protections, quote unquote. And how you feel about that?
It's happening now to us. You be too aggressive with the wrong one. You know how we are. You can't tell me, you can't, and I'm not giving them a pass, man. I wouldn't even be on the show if I was thinking in that manner. But I think this is good time for us to actually fall back. And so what do I think about that? Well, they getting it. They don't have immunity now, but we don't know where these cops are after we finish watching them on the news. We don't know what next county they go to or whatever the such. So to narrow in on your point was, what do I think about them getting immunity? I feel like it's already happening now. We already getting, like you said, you make the wrong move, whatever, that cop's gonna be on you. Now I heard in Minnesota, they got Arabs now as police officers, foreigners. So it's like, man, it's only gonna be time before it hits all of our cities where we all gonna be feeling this shit, man. And we still, like you said, we still young. Even though I'm 47, I don't mind telling my age. I'm 47, so I've lived through the hip hop shit. I mean, but anyway, I could talk to you for ears about that, talk your ears off about that. But yeah, it's not. It ain't gonna matter if the Democrats or Republicans or whoever's gonna be in there. Police, our people are gonna get killed by the police. If we say, like you said, we got our hands up, we still get shot. We're in the back, still get shot.
I hear you. You're making a valid point, but it really ain't addressing the part I'm trying to get you to get. Because you're right. Are people still going to get shot? But do you want the person who shot that person to just get off and be able to go to Disneyland the next day because he's now immune and they don't even need to have no trial about it?
No, sir, I don't. I don't want that person to get off. But they could pass. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Real quick. Now, which one is bigger on the scale of, is the money that Trump threw out bigger than the po-po? You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
One of them is a positive and one is a negative. And I'm asking you, is the you know, I don't want to say it negatively because we all need help. So is the help that he threw out bigger than what might happen to our people if police get immunity?
No, not at all. Of course not. I just think that the Democratic Party would adopt that philosophy anyway. And they would base it's remember, it's state by state anyway. The state, I mean, when did the federal government ever intervene on a police shooting? I'm sure there's a part in here and there, possibly. You know, I get my information from, I think, where we all get it from. Twitter, you this, that, and the third, brothers like you. That's why I appreciate y'all. So I'm just saying, no, the weight is like you in Kemet, the scale would be very lopsided. But Democrat or Republican, doesn't matter. 100% immunity versus 80% immunity. That's what I look at it. It will be.
Okay, so let's let someone else. I don't even want to address it no more. Thanks for your
big up
contribution.
everybody.
Yeah,
Big up
Stu Pease
everybody.
or James, anybody, go right ahead. Peace, Stu
Big up,
Pease.
big up everybody. Big up Splash. Big up the young man who was just talking. Young man, I'm older than you. That's why I'm calling you young man. Although you're 47. What's your name, please?
Israel.
Hi, Israel. All right. When we're talking about immunity, we're actually talking about qualified immunity. It first came down from the United States Supreme Court, and it limit culpability of law enforcement or government officers. Police are not the only person that has qualified immunity. People in the post office have qualified immunity. Most federal workers have qualified immunity. The difference between those workers and police officers is that they don't carry a gun. What qualified immunity does is put certain stipulation into place as when you can prosecute an officer. As a result, many officers has gotten away with heinous crimes because of qualified immunity. It gives the police the ability to act without any checks and balances. And one of the things that we get to realize in this country is that Black men are disappropriately subjugated by the police more than any other race. So if you're going to give those people who already been unfair to Black people a different level of immunity, it means that you're opening the door and letting out the dogs in the Black community. And when those dogs bite, there's no recourse for Black people. Not because Trump gave you a couple $1,000, it means that you're going to sell out your safety, yourself and your children. A police can pull up on you and stop you without probable cause and ask you all different kind of questions and throw you to the car, what they're doing now, without qualified immunity. Imagine what they would do when they get qualified immunity. And somebody come and say, I'm going to give them qualified immunity, because they know that when a police see a 16-year-old white person, he sees himself in that white person. The 5 police officers who beat that 145-pound guy to death didn't see their father, didn't see their son, didn't see their brothers. Because unlike white people, sometimes Black people don't see themselves in other Black people. But white people surely does. So they treat them differently. Would you agree or disagree with that?
I agree 100%.
So imagine giving that person qualified immunity and boasting on it. Say, I'm going to give the police qualified immunity to crack down on crime. But when we look at it, is that most of our crime came in the late 70s and 90s during the crack era. That's what destroyed our community and the stability of our community. Are white people with fentanyl addiction being treated like Black people with crack addiction?
Well, go. I'm sorry.
No. It's a question. White people with fentanyl addiction, are they treated the same way that Black people with crack addiction?
No, they have more resources to cure their condition. Whereas ours was, if you get caught with, or if you're a user, you're still a criminal. So no, it's not the same.
But yet still, when to give a person who have preference for white people a position to put white people in a more favorable condition. We have to look at the big picture when we look at this election.
Yeah.
Kamala could be blue, green, orange, or pink. She could be our next white person. As long as she never come up with a statement like, oh, qualified immunity. We're going to raise taxes on import. Do you know what tariffs are? Tariff. Do you know what a tariff is?
Tariff, no, sir.
All right, a tariff is a tax that you impose on goods that are being imported in the country. Let's say Smash want a new synthesizer. And Trump said, I'm going to put taxes on synthesizers, 50% tax. When he taxed that synthesizer and it come into the country, who will pay the taxes? Do you think that the company that made the synthesizer will pay the taxes, or Smash that buy the synthesizer will pay the taxes?
Right.
It will be Smash, so that thing will be more expensive. When he placed tariff on the Chinese goods came in, all of those goods went up in Walmart. They got more expensive. But people don't understand what tariffs are. And people don't understand what qualified immunity is and what power it will give to the police.
Real quick. Let me say it in most practical terms. Y'all don't remember about 10 Christmases ago when you could go to Walmart and they had toys for like $2?
Yeah.
Tell the truth. I know everybody. I'm talking about some cool ones that you could like sneak up under the tree for a 2-year-old and they didn't know that they had a $2 toy. I know I'm not the only one who remember that. We'll go to Walmart now and those literally just don't exist no more because of what Stu Pease is saying.
Yeah.
Because of the tariffs that they introduced. No, most people don't understand that. That listen, this country is turning into the class system now. 30 years ago, somebody with a simple job, a taxi driver, wouldn't be rich, but he could afford to live in a nice house, have a wife and 2 children. But all of a sudden, we start to push this idea that, oh, the billionaire mentality, 10 million houses, this, that, and all of that. And it's unrealistic. We need fairness to come back in the market. Yeah. I'm not saying socialism. I'm talking about fairness.
Yes.
I kind of agree with the notion, though.
One last question and I jump off. Walmart made 30 billion profit last year. Most of that profit went to the owners of Walmart. Should Walmart be paying workers more because they're making all of this profit? Or should they just be paying minimum wage because that's the recommended wage from the country? What do you believe as a young man?
Yeah, I mean, you would think to pay, hey, I got all this money, made all this revenue, let's make my workers happy. And so, yeah, I would want the money to.
Do you see that happening anywhere? Does Walmart do that?
No.
Does Amazon do that?
No, sir.
But do they pay taxes? Does Walmart and Amazon pay taxes?
I would think so.
No, they don't.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
No, they don't. But people don't look at that. So you're benefiting from the society, but infrastructures are being put into place to protect everything that you have. Look at a man like the man
I kind of listen. I kind of agree with the question that Smash Rockwell brought upon us. That no, like me, I don't think that that's one of the issues that I agree with Trump on. But like Stu Pease is talking about other issues with the economy. With the economy, we need to have discussions on because this is the Biden and Harris administrations almost for 4 years. And we've seen that their prices has gone up. We have to deal with it as it is. And, with that being said, we've seen that for 4 years what Trump had done. So I think that, we have to do better with our decisions.
I hear what you're saying, but if something is logically, because Trump is winning this poll on my show, on this show, on the Smash Rockwell channel, Trump is winning the poll. So I'm gonna just say to everybody, if Trump becomes the president, I'm becoming a police officer. Okay? I'm gonna walk around this mug with immunity. What? Y'all ain't gonna be able to say, not dare one of y'all say anything on this show. I got immunity. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, it's
But let,
I
let, let
don't
me
think
let
it's
me
like
ask a
that.
question.
But no,
Let
hold
me
on.
ask a question.
It's not like because he said something, it's going to be that. I would think that it would have to go to Congress.
Nah, they
And
changing all the rules, bro. They got a whole plan to change everything.
Change everything.
So what they gonna do first is kick out. He gonna fire everybody in the whole government and put in Trump loyalists.
But let me
First.
hold us. Peace, everybody. Let me get in, man.
Peace, James.
I think we kind of missing the boat as we seemingly always do, right? We gotta go back through history, man, to find out where we at today and what's going on. This situation is a serious situation, but it's an inevitable situation that I don't think most people can even do anything about at this point, because this plan ain't something that they just planned today. These plans go far, far back in history. So if you look at really what's going on, like it's just like it's strange to us how stuff be going on. But we got to sit back and look at the play, right? So if you look at how they just let immigrants in, now I'm in Texas, so it's a lot of Hispanics already here, right? So they kind of like overbearing and over flooding down here. But where they're absent at, they started to bust them there. You see what I'm saying? So to me, that's like population replacement. If we got to look at it like that.
Fact.
So it's just like looking at you ever seen them build a man-made lake, and then they put put the fish in there. They got a whole pipe. They just put a whole bunch of fish in there, right, to fill up the lake. That's what they're doing with the northern part of America, but yet we don't understand it. See, these people they're putting them in populations where they lack these type of people at, because they want these people here. But then they tell you that they don't.
Black, what kind of people though?
The type of people that they put in these places that they're not normally there. Like if you go look at the all the way in Florida, it's not that many Hispanics. Then what you got is the Cuban type of Latin people there, Cuban, Haitian, and that type. But you don't have that many Mexicans in the southern part of America.
Hold on, I kind of agree with you, but all right. It all
so they ship. Hold on. So they
Bush,
shipping
though.
them. They doing what?
Hold on. It all started under Bush.
No. We're talking about the shipping that the Texas governor started to do because of this migrant.
It was Bush.
No. It was just happened,
recently.
Bro.
But can I ask that question?
Hold on. You cutting me off. I'm right here.
Not recently.
Yes, it did. It's Governor Abbott. They wasn't doing this at first. At first, they was just, the Democrats was letting them come across the border, and these Republicans like Governor Abbott was complaining about, hey, man, y'all need to do something.
Yeah, because New York got a sanctuary city, though. That's because.
No, that's why he sent them there. Because the Democratic type of government started to allow them in. So what the Republican governors on this border started to say was, okay, since y'all gonna let them in, we're gonna send them to all the Democratic states to see if y'all like that. But really, it's just a play. You see what I'm saying? To get those type of people up north, because they lack those. This is a systematic thing that we don't ever see, just like the crack era. In the crack era, we couldn't see what they was doing, but they did it, and now if we can't see what they did after the fact, then we lost.
But hold on.
Can I ask Max a question?
No.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
Hold on. I'm trying to understand something. You said go back in the days. You said, all right. So a couple of months ago, well, a couple of years ago, when they first started busting them people through the country. But remember, Democrats and Republicans used to not always be on the side of shipping or bringing illegal aliens or illegal people around the country, period. President Bush started that. He was bringing illegal people. Now the Democratic Party is doing the same thing. That's just like some of the issues that
So
Kamala Harris is like.
hold on.
Yeah, we confused.
So what are we doing right here?
We're talking about both sides are doing the same thing.
So what
Right.
president? So you talking about President Bush that was in 9/11?
Yes, if you
yeah.
do the research, he really started all of this. It was President Bush who started bringing these people over the border, and he's a Republican, and the Democrats are doing the same thing. If you look at the party,
So hold on. So you mean to tell me that people ain't always been coming across the border? That's what you're saying. It just started.
they always been coming across the
So
border.
what are you
It's just
talking about? Like what
No,
are you
it's
talking about?
now you're talking about busing people around the country. Is totally
Okay.
different.
Now, so you
President
saying
Bush
no, hold
never
on, hold on.
did that.
So hold on,
Go
you're
ahead.
saying and that's specifically what I'm talking about right now. I'm just talking about
That's
the busing
and
of
that's
these
what I'm
people
saying.
across
And
to
I'm
the
saying
northern region.
illegal people always been here, but
No
that
shit.
was
But I'm
right.
specifically talking about the busing that they started to do to send them to New York, to send them to where he's talking about is in
Send to
Colorado.
Chicago.
They
and all
started to
them
send
places,
it.
yes.
So
That
what
was
I'm
the
talking about is
Democratic
just
Party.
that I don't. I mean,
Can I ask a question, please?
yeah.
Because you mentioned Mexico a while ago, and this is a serious question. I'm going to ask the panelists: does the African American have more rights to Texas than the Mexican?
No, not historically.
No. That's the American government is doing that.
Of
And
course
he has
not.
no say
No.
so.
There's a question I'm asking: does the African American
Of course
have
not.
more right to Mexico, to Texas, than a Mexican?
No.
No, not historically.
Nah, definitely.
Beautiful. All right. Then the
No,
second statement.
no. I don't know. That the premise of that question is making it seem like we have control over something. We have no control.
No,
It's
but-
the
No.
American
but
I'm
government.
not saying, but guess what?
I
No.
understand.
No.
What
The reason why I
asking-
asked that question, because many persons will tell you that what right Mexican immigrants have to go to Texas. Many black people will hear them saying that Mexico is full of Mexico and California is full of California and Texas
this is their
being
country.
overtaken
This was their land
by
before.
Mexicans.
That's
their
no.
land
It
before
was.
anything.
But
This
they're
was
talking about the
Mexican land first.
Constitution. That's what
It's supposed to be more
No,
Mexican.
but
So
even
I
with the
don't-
Constitution, it was their land before.
Yeah, it's
So
supposed
do
to
you
be
have more right to
Mexicans
those
here.
people's land
So now
than them?
you're talking about something totally different now.
No, but
No.
If you're going by the Constitution, that's
Yeah,
coming from a
yeah,
different state.
because
I
what I'm
understand
saying,
what
you're
you're
saying.
wait, real quick, Stu Pease. It seemed like your term rights. When you real quick, James. Oh, you must can't hear me. I'm on mute to that.
So what I'm saying is we have to understand.
I was on mute to that.
Okay, you want?
Yeah.
No, I
Answer
was
the
on
question,
mute.
Rick.
I was
Let
on
me-
mute. You couldn't hear me.
Let me ask him the question. Let me ask Smash the question. Smash, does the African American have more right to California and Texas?
I would
than a
say
Mexican?
definitely not. Of course not. Now, but you the way that you're saying rights are given by constitutions.
Right.
Like, I mean, unless you're talking about God-given rights. God-given rights, we all got the same God-given rights to this land. But the Constitution sees American citizens as the ones they endow rights upon. Now, the Mexicans, it was their land at first, and then when America took it over, they had to go through immigration processes to still be there. So I don't understand what you mean by rights. You know what I'm saying?
By rights, I mean just as though the Jews say they have rights to Israel.
They ain't got no damn. Don't bring that in, bro. You gonna mess up everything using that as an example because they base their rights on the Bible.
All right, but the Mexican base his rights on history. Historically,
yeah, that's different. That's different. Yeah.
And then at one point, even when America became America, there was a great expulsion during the 50s where Mexicans were pushed out of California and Texas. You can go and research that.
But let me ask you something.
Mexican-American War.
Just in real life,
I'm not talking the Mexican-American War. I'm talking about in the 50s.
In savagery and in society and chivalry or whatever, when do you have rights to something that you lost? There's no like if somebody just come take your PlayStation, then you got no rights on that PlayStation. Like, and so if you lose something
Your rights to it is now under the whatever the new person constitutes, and that's our Constitution. And so,
Smash, you're walking on thin ice. Reparation. Use that same argument with reparation. Does Black American have right to reparation?
No, that's completely. See, the nature of the word reparation mandates that one that you hurt is repaired. And so that's a complete different argument because there is no quote unquote repair factor in one losing a nation in war. That's not a citizen of that nation that did them wrong. And so the reparations is for the U.S. to repair wrongs it's did to its own citizens.
No, but
not to a foreign entity or a foreign nation.
I'm not only talking about the Mexican-American War. I'm talking about in the 50s when Mexicans were forced out of the country. There was a time when Mexicans were forced out of the United States.
Well, what about it? What about that? That's obviously wrong. So what about that?
I would love to see you pull up some documentation on that. Because from what I'm right here in Texas, I'm right here in Texas. And they've been trickling in after that war.
I'm talking about going back to the 50s.
Slowly, since the war, since it became friendly territory where they could where they could come back and work. You started with stuff in California, I am telling you about that time. Texas, and all around the southern border.
Yes, I'm telling you about the time in the 50s and 60s when Mexicans were forced out of California and Texas.
Okay.
So
that's what I'm talking
about. That got to do
you probably was born that time, but it was that child. I'm talking about at the same time. It's around the same time with the civil rights movement. So, those crackers have no heart.
All right, so that's an injustice done to them. I'm saying, how does that tie into what we're talking about? Who has the rights to the land?
No, because you were saying that the immigrants that came into Texas. And I'm saying that these Mexicans coming back to where they came from, where they was originally.
So that's just the process of naturalization after somebody take over your place. You can still be standing there, but if they took over, you're not a citizen now. You an immigrant, regardless of where you standing. If you still standing on the land I just took over, I'm telling you how this law go, and you still an immigrant now. So you see what I'm saying? So they might have been standing on indigenous land to them inside of California, but as soon as it was taken from them, they were then considered immigrants, and they had to go through a process of whatever, if it was James Way, if they snuck in, or if they wanted to go through the actual process.
Hold on, Smash. Look, you got to let me share my screen. It's stupid. You was out of control. Because he is absolutely correct.
Go ahead.
He's absolutely correct, right? But what's funny about this is what they called it. Hold up. These white folks are something else. Can y'all see this? Can y'all see my screen?
It's coming. It still ain't came yet.
It just says Black Pan-African James started sharing. Oh, there it goes.
There it go.
Okay, so just let me read this. So I just said Mexicans forced out of Texas in the 1950s, right? It said the 1950 United States deported large amounts of people of Mexican heritage, including children born in the United States, in a series of events that included Operation Wetback and other repatriation programs. And ain't that something? They called it Operation Wetback. These folks is...
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Look at this, man. The 1953 through 1954 operations used media coverage and displays of strength to convince thousands of people who had entered the United States illegally to return to Mexico voluntarily. In Texas, more than 63,000 people returned voluntarily, and the United States deported an additional 42,000. So based on this, Stu Pease is absolutely correct. In the 1950s, they deported some people based on Operation Wetback. That's correct.
Well, let me ask you something. Why is Trump winning the poll on this channel?
Now, That I can't answer, man. See, I think it's because
Cause
you didn't give a third. Do you
check-
got a third option?
You
on
learned
there?
something new today?
Is there a
You learned
third
something
option
new today?
of sustaining or not voting?
Yeah, well, that just let me know Trump definitely gonna be the president.
That's crazy.
Because people,
Well, I don't,
because
I'm
people are
not voting,
tired.
so I'm gonna be
People are
honest.
tired of the 4 years of the Democrats. And you look.
Did
at
you know that
the
the economy now is stronger
prices,
than it was under Trump?
So
They
y'all
coming out to
just
the
want
pandemic.
police
No.
to have
They'll-
immunity. I ain't even tripping. I'm
No.
gonna be popo.
So
They'll
have you ever
tell
heard of
you.
this lady named Jasmine
We're
Crockett
in a
from Texas, man?
recession.
You ever heard of her? She's a Democratic senator from Texas named
We're in a
Jasmine Crockett.
recession.
No,
so
I
I
haven't.
don't know
What's her
why
name?
people lying to.
Jasmine
Jasmine
Crockett.
Crockett. She's going to be in 15 years. In 20 years, she's going to be the next president of the United States.
Oh, she that good?
Anybody putting money on that?
She got some fire in her, Smash.
Yeah,
No,
and she got the back in now.
Where's she
Anybody
from?
putting money on
Sacramento?
that?
She in Sacramento?
no, she from Texas.
Jasmine Crockett.
Crockett?
Jasmine Crockett. 20 years time, she's the next president of the United States.
All right.
Now, Stupid didn't care. He didn't went kind of far.
Y'all funny.
But I don't know. But she got some fire in her, and it's interesting to watch how she's dialoguing with that.
She have the it factor.
What
She have
is
the
that?
spark.
What that Project 2024?
2025.
Type what you do, Smash is type in like Jasmine Crockett in Project 2024. She on the case.
2025.
Yeah, 2025.
Oh,
she on the case.
She beating it up.
That's what
I'm
I'm
gonna
saying.
listen to her tonight. I'm gonna listen to her tonight.
Check her out. See what you think about her. Now I'm impartial on all of this, but I just really just be paying attention.
You don't see the spark in the girl. You don't see the fire. That girl 20 years time running for president.
I don't know. We don't even know if America gonna be in a position in 20 years based on what's going on.
That's why the Republicans.
No, it will be. It'll just be under Islamic rule.
So let me ask y'all something.
Man, you out of control.
Yeah, he messed that up. Hey, but let me ask y'all something. Nobody even mentioned no type of stance on the war. The war is going on right now. So black people don't really care about that. Let's just keep it real. Black people don't care about that, huh?
No, I'm paying attention. It's crazy.
But that's the whole point.
As our voting in our nation, or whoever our leaders' policy on that war or whatever, don't matter to us. Huh?
I think it does, and I think that's why a lot of people is voting for Trump. I'm gonna tell you why.
That's the whole point.
Because he's saying as soon as he get in the office, he's just gonna let Putin. He gonna let them do whatever they want to Ukraine. Now what he's gonna do?
Oh, Ukraine getting this. So
that's exactly what he's saying. He's saying as soon as he get in office, he finna
Can we do the history on what
situation? Which he's already been saying before. He wouldn't have never let that happen. He would have let them take Ukraine. That man is not trying to oppose Putin on that issue. Now with the Israel situation, they're gonna back them no matter what. So it just is what it is. I mean, I don't understand why we even would have to be arguing about this type of stuff.
Can we have a conversation?
That's what he said. He said that. Go ahead.
When Trump was in office, we did not have the war in Ukraine.
Nope.
That guy that was in president in Ukraine right now was an actor.
No, you can't do that though, bro.
I mean, we're going to deal with facts. Can we?
Yeah, but that's a fact. But that's just like
he took Crimea first.
Yeah, because they had not even.
No.
Zelensky
took Crimea first.
Zelensky wasn't even the president, like you said, right? Good guy. So
nah, he was an actor at the time.
All the opposition all the opposition that Putin is getting now, he wasn't getting that before Zelensky.
Because in 2014, Ukraine had an administration that was kind of not. They didn't want to be. They was more negative.
There's some Nazis. There's some
Nazis.
Y'all be listening to U.S. propaganda and shit.
That's what I'm trying to say. They are. Hold on. Let's
it is the facts of the Nazis that was going on that Putin was trying.
You're talking about the.
But what's y'all? If your source is the U.S., if we got U.S. sources on what's happening in Russia, then we just repeating what the news be saying, bro.
Nah, I listened to first post and everything. I listened to Al Jazeera. I listen
So
to
let me ask
RT.
y'all.
I
Let
listen
me
to
ask y'all.
everybody.
Who went in the Russian-Ukraine war?
Based on what I'm seeing, the Russians are.
All right, who else? Anybody
Russia not
else?
winning.
All right, Stu,
Russia
please,
not
Russia
winning.
not winning. What about you, that good guy?
I say Russia's doing more damage than Ukraine.
It's like a Vietnam War.
So
Russia is losing too much soldiers now.
you think that's true?
It's like a Vietnam War with the Americans
Yeah,
and
Right,
the
but
Vietnamese.
please, just think about what propaganda has convinced you to think. Think about what they convinced you to think, that big ass, whatever you want to call it, nation is losing too many soldiers to that small ass nation. Like it
No.
is.
All right. Okay. All right. This is what I'm saying. I'm saying that if America and Cuba go to war, you don't expect America to lose a lot of soldiers because of the infrastructure that America have. Russia didn't expect the amount of casualty they have now and the amount of losses they have. They're destroying Ukraine, yes, but it is what kind of war you call that? I'd soon tell you the word. But it's a kind of
Proxy.
war.
It's a proxy war.
No. That's not the word I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But it's a kind of war where you end up winning but still losing. And that's what Russia is facing now.
No, but
let me say this right.
No, Russia took over
I disagree, bro.
territory that he didn't have before. What are you talking about?
Russia
They took over.
Russia has to go to
territory they didn't have before.
Let me finish, brother.
How is they winning the war?
Russia has a shortage of arms. They have to be recruiting.
You have to.
What's your source on this? That's what I'm saying. What's your source on all the stuff you're saying? If anything, the war in Ukraine is depleting the American stockpile of weapons.
And the Russian stockpile also.
Hold on. Just think about it.
You have to.
We are fighting in wars on hella different fronts that seem like we ain't even fighting wars. We giving people billions of weapons, right? We depleting our own stockpiles. Like, I just want to know what are our sources of this information? You see what I'm saying? Because if we giving all our weapons to Ukraine and then giving them to Israel, now? If you think Ukraine is winning, tell me what happened when we stopped giving them weapons.
No, they lose.
Well, so we gonna give them weapons forever until they take over Russia? So it's not a real winning scenario. It's no scenario where the Ukraine.
That's what I said earlier.
But think about it, bro. There's no scenario where the Ukraine takes over Russia.
There's no scenario. But your intention is not to take over Russia. It's to exhaust Russia. That's the intention. The intention when the Taliban was in Afghanistan,
you have to think
and the Americans were
about that.
supplying the Taliban. It wasn't.
See, this is why I know your sources, because that is a U.S. interest. That is not the Ukrainian interest to exhaust Russia, because Russia will replenish and come back. And if you're not being supplied with the weapons you're being supplied with, then you exhausting them. That's an American ambition. You see what I'm saying? Like, let's weaken Russia through the Ukraine war so we don't have to worry about them. But Ukraine needs to defeat them because they right on the border with them. So let's say they deplete their stockpile and the war subsides a little bit for 2 years, and then they replenish back and they start back with the bombing shit. Then they're going to need some more information from But again,
that ain't, hold up, Smash. That ain't going to happen because China's going to help replenish them, and as well as North Korea. So they have allies. That's what this is about. These people, China is not going to let Russia. China will not let Russia fall.
See, I'm going to tell y'all right now.
If China let Russia fall, that means America's on China.
I can tell you, just because y'all see TikToks showing Ukrainian soldiers doing shit to Russians, y'all cats is in the propaganda wheel making y'all think that y'all can say what y'all saying right now, that the Ukraine is winning. So, but let's just be clear. Israel ain't even winning. Nobody is winning that can't use their own military force. If anything, the U.S. is winning, fighting through the Ukraine. But the Ukraine can't see Russia at all.
Like, I don't even know what cats is tripping on.
No. I'm not debating that. Smash. I would never debate that. I don't have any argument for that. Because if we look at, as the young man said earlier, proxy wars. We have had many proxy wars over the last 50 years. Vietnam proxy war. North Korea and South Korea was a proxy war between China and America. And it ended up in a stalemate at the 35th parallel. Vietnam War was a proxy war between China and Russia and America. Right? This is another proxy war. It is to exhaust the Russian people.
This is a proxy war that America is clearly losing at because they're depleting their arms, and Ukraine is losing territory and people. They are pulling people off the street to fight in the army. People are
in a factory in Pennsylvania.
People are running though.
I don't want to cut you off. Keep talking, and I'm gonna show this right after you. Because cats be thinking that the U.S. just got everything, so I'm gonna just show you this. Go ahead.
Let me just explain to people that the Ukrainian citizens are running away from the battle. They do not want to fight. They gotta snatch them up and force them to fight. Well, go ahead.
Let me play this video since we think the U.S. just got unlimited everything.
Line is running red hot. This is Scranton Army Ammunition Plant, otherwise known as SCAP. They've been manufacturing ordnance here since the 1950s. Now it's producing thousands of 155mm artillery shells, resupplying the US military, plus a host of other NATO nations, including Norway, France and Germany. Ukrainian forces are estimated to be firing more than 5,000 artillery rounds each day, about the same as a small European country normally orders during an entire year in peacetime. Russia is believed to be firing 4 times that amount. Last year, the US shipped a million.
Y'all talking about they winning. We supplying them with everything we could give them. They shooting off 5,000 missiles in the big ass Russia, and Russia shooting off 4 times that amount in the small ass Ukraine. How could they be winning? If they're shooting the same munitions and one of them got bigger territory and is shooting into a smaller territory 4 times the munitions. Come on, y'all, but let's listen.
Of these shells to Kyiv, each one costing $800. The US Army says it now wants to triple production of these from 30,000 to 90,000 a month, a reflection of how Ukraine has fundamentally shifted NATO's strategic thinking. While many predicted warfare would soon become the realm of high-tech and autonomous weaponry, Ukraine's revealed a very different reality. Europe's largest war for 80 years has turned out to be one of relentless artillery duels and trench warfare. NATO recently ordered an emergency inventory check of all its members' ammunition stocks and their future orders. Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said the waiting time for large caliber ammunition has increased from 12 to 28 months. For this factory, it means everything they can make. Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said the waiting time for large caliber ammunition has increased from 12 to 28 months. For this factory, it means everything they can make is in hot demand, not just by Kyiv, but by dozens of NATO nations too, as they race to refill their own depleted stockpiles. Simon Newton, 40 News.
What is the U.S. racing to refill? Its own depleted stockpiles. Sotwell says, Smash, you're not producing the source either. What is he talking about? At least this is the I Forces news, if nothing else.
All right. Smash, that's that source. That's that source, Smash. Let me say this to Smash. But we must take into consideration that is European arms supply. The Europeans are giving almost as much arms to Ukraine as the Americans. Look that up. If you don't believe me, look that up. They're giving almost the Europeans.
They only give what America allows them to give. Go ahead.
No, that's not true.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? The European is giving as much as the American.
So you prove it
on. No. What I'm not saying is they giving the equal amount. America has the military might of the West in general. They do have to give a certain amount. That's why when Trump was in office, he was pressuring them to hold their weight on their military funding because they wasn't giving enough money, and he was calling them
when Trump was in office, the NATO wasn't fighting anybody. NATO wasn't fighting anybody. I true that when Trump
but
was
he
in
was
office.
talking to them. He was telling them they need to get their shit together because America wasn't gonna keep fitting the bill. That's what he said.
No, but
So
as soon as
what I'm talking
What
about is
Stupid
being
said
for
is the
real
point
about
right
what's
there.
going
When
on.
Trump was in office, Ukraine was not in trouble. They only got in trouble.
Hold on.
When
Slow down. That
Biden
good guy.
got into. What you mean slow down? That's what happened.
Did Russia or did Russia not take Ukraine?
Y'all not even. They not even.
Again, they had a coup.
Did they take Crimea?
They had a coup. Hold on.
Hold on. Did they not take Crimea when Obama was in office?
Because right when Obama's in office.
So now where is
your point?
Hold on. Is Crimea, listen, is Crimea a part of Ukraine at the time?
Yes.
So yes. So what happened was America. Because what happened was America had a coup. That's how Zelensky got into office. America made a coup.
Okay, we know about that part. Okay,
right. So America wanted a government that they didn't want Ukraine to sign a peace treaty with Russia. So Russia said they don't want NATO by their front door. They don't want Ukraine joining NATO. So why has America got Ukraine joining NATO? It's crazy. So you want to start a nuclear war? So we're gonna vote for a nuclear war.
Yeah, so basically they're not gonna be able to join NATO during this war. You can't join in the middle of a war, right?
No, they're not considering it, but they on the talking tables of letting Ukraine join NATO. Remember, that was the whole point of him attacking. So we're gonna say, right? So we're gonna make it seem like he's wrong for attacking when they told him not to allow.
All right, real quick.
That agreement happens in what, the 30s or what?
The agreement never happened. Many people think that it's not wanting. Could you pause that, please? Pause that, please. Many persons believe that Russia went into the Ukraine because of fear of NATO. Pause that, please. But that's not true. People need to look at Russia. As big as Russia is, most of the land is not arable. It's not agricultural.
That's what I'm saying. You say
let me finish speaking, please.
Anything.
Let me finish speaking. You can't look at my source. Most of Russia is not arable land. So most of the arable land in that region of the world is in the Ukraine.
Russia don't have to invade Ukraine, bro. Why do people think
because they want the land. Reason? They need the arable land. That's why.
No. Listen.
Now you lying. No,
hold on.
Show us.
You wrong, stupid. They had an agreement. Listen, they had an agreement. I don't know what year it was. It was in the 30s or 50s.
Nah, no. Stop. 2014, they was about to have an agreement.
Slow down, stop. Because
can I just? All right, after this, I want to play this video. After that,
before that, they had an agreement. Whenever they gapped it up, and when Ukraine got freedom, they said that Ukraine, with the agreement would be that Ukraine could never join the United Nations. That was the buffer zone between Russia and the West. So that was just like a buffer zone. They said, but the deal is when we make this deal, when Russia fell, and I think that was in Reagan.
When the USSR.
Yeah, when the wall fell.
When the USSR failed. And all of the countries were getting independence.
So Stu Pease knows what I'm talking about. That's when they made the agreement. That Ukraine would be a buffer zone between the West and and that Ukraine could never join the UN.
All right, look, hold on real quick.
NATO.
Let me play this video. Let's watch this video.
Thank you so much for joining us here on the program. I want to first of all ask you some questions about...
It's Poland's foreign minister.
Some remarks that President Zelensky made last week about the western Russian region of Kursk. He talked about the fact that they have no plans to withdraw from the area, that they crossed a red line and that, ultimately they were able to achieve it. I just want to get your take on their position now. And do you think it's sustainable, what they're trying to achieve?
Well, Ukraine has been attacked, and it is fair game for the victim of aggression to defend itself, also on the territory of the aggressor. That's international law. I think the incursion has already had a psychological effect in Russia, has already shown that Ukraine can take the initiative, that in a war it's never one way, that it goes through ups and downs, and both sides have initiative in various periods and in different fields. Remember, Ukraine won the Battle of the Black Sea and is again exporting its grain through the Bosphorus. Recently, Russia has had the advantage on land, mostly. But Ukraine has shown that it can surprise Russian forces. Therefore, the Russian leadership cannot count on this war going their way.
I guess, going back and forth in this way, what is the end game? What would Poland suggest should be the end game?
Poland would suggest that President Putin makes a phone call to his chief of staff and tells him to get the hell out of Ukraine.
That's not going to happen.
But this war could be ended in 5 minutes by Russia. Unfortunately, Ukraine does not have this option because it's desperately defending its independence and, you might argue, even very existence.
So then, given you say that the ball is in Russia's court, we don't think that Putin is actually going to do that at this stage.
I'm not playing this whole thing. I just want us to hear a little bit of that. Now, somebody tell me what Ukraine could do to stop the war.
Nothing. Lie down and play dead.
Thank you. So how is they winning if they can't even depict nothing? What can they do to stop the war?
They can agree to not join NATO. Because that's what this is all about.
It's past that.
Yes, it is. That's exactly what happened.
That's way past
that. Listen. But first, I have to understand who Putin is. Putin is an old school Russian. Putin have dreams. When Putin had the Winter Olympics, everybody remember that Winter Olympics that he had? And he showed the reunification of the USSR? That's Putin's dream, to bring back the USSR.
And that's American propaganda.
The man showed you
saying is American propaganda.
Did you watch it? Can I finish speaking?
He bought it hook, line, and sinker.
No. Can I finish speaking? No, can I finish speaking and then you rebut me? Anybody watch the opening ceremony of that Winter Olympics and saw what the imagery that he was promoting? Because those people tell you their plans through imagery. And his imagery, what he was proposing during that opening ceremony, where he had all of those persons performing, was the reunification of the USSR. Putin is an old school Russian, and he wants to qualify.
So you saying he want to take Poland back, Germany, and all that? Split Germany back in that, put the wall back up and everything, huh?
He might not take Germany back, but he wants all of those countries that were part of the Soviet Union to become part of the Soviet Union.
So because Soviet Union, that guy that Smash was just playing, he's from Poland. So that's why he's saying why he's saying that. Because I think they may have just gained membership into NATO. Maybe in this you got to understand who's on the chessboard in this type of conversation.
No, because you need to understand the chessboard. In 1930, Hitler invaded Poland. And when Hitler invaded Poland, it resulted in him having a springboard to invade other countries, Russia, right? Poland was the first country he invaded. And the Americans then realized that, listen, we cannot afford the Russians to get any stronghold in any other nation or any dictator, because they're going to move on to the next. Kamala Harris in our debate mentioned it. As soon as he's finished with the Ukraine, he's going to have his eyes on Poland.
All right, let me ask you something. And I'm not trying to switch up, but just to keep it more universal.
Is Israel winning the war in Palestine?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, they already win Palestine.
Look, man.
So
I'm
let me
looking at
ask
this.
y'all.
Hold on, watch this, man.
How
Hold
do you
on.
think they won Palestine?
Watch
They
this.
just killed hella people. Let me
No,
ask
they
y'all.
didn't.
Real
I mean,
quick.
yeah, go ahead.
How did they win?
Because
Man.
all right. You are. There's no Palestine. There's Israel, the West Bank,
Right.
and the
Where's the
Gaza Strip.
Palestinian
No,
army
I
that they
disagree
fight
with what
though?
you're saying. You just looking at it like a white man. Talking
No,
about there is no Palestine.
there is no
Don't tell me
Palestine
that shit.
anymore.
That's not
That ain't
true.
what I'm
Where is
talking about. I'm
Palestine?
not saying that. What
I
I'm
am
saying
saying that.
is
You
It's Palestine, the
saying
West Bank.
you're acknowledging this state that
Wow.
white people came and set up on some other people's land that was called Palestine.
Again, it coming back to the origin. My argument's always consistent, It coming back to the whole Mexico Texas thing.
nah.
Right?
Hold on.
That
Nah,
is
we
the
ain't want to
same
go back there.
story.
We
But if,
talking
No,
about
we're not
but
going
if
back
it's
there, but
like
it's the
that,
same
then
story.
Palestine
It's the same
was
story.
there
But you're
before.
not about to be on here and say it ain't no Palestine, but there is
No,
Israel.
I know that in the hearts of
Yeah.
people, there's no Palestine on the map anymore. Palestine exists in people's hearts. You have Israel, the West Bank, and
Wow.
Gaza Strip on the map. Show me a map with Palestine on it, please.
So
Show
this
me a
is.
current map with
Do you
Palestine
know?
on it.
But do you know the whole conversation? Do you know how that became to be? You know how that came to be? You know about the Balfour Declaration? You know about Zionists declaring that they're going to go establish a Israel in Palestine? You know about that or not?
Yes, but guess I know about that. But is there a Palestine on any modern day map?
The reason why
Smart.
there's not is because they've been successful in their colonialism and their genocide. Like, I don't get what you're talking about.
so
They
if
they
the
are
place don't-
settlers
okay.
settling
So if
in Palestine.
that don't matter. That don't matter. So if Palestine don't exist on a map anymore,
No, but
is there
that is
still a
everything
Palestine?
right there. That does matter. I don't understand how that don't matter. That's how you saying what you're saying about the map being
exactly.
them being taken off the map.
So, like, you're right, that good guy. You basically trying to see it as if you're a Jew or Israeli. If they come down and say y'all place don't exist, I'm wiping it off the map, and you're sitting here wanting me to agree with them wiping their nation off the map.
No. I am not agreeing with it. I am not agreeing. What I am saying is this: is that we might romanticize for Palestine. Even the two-state solution cannot exist anymore because the government in Israel will not be able to force all of those settlers off the West Bank
So
without a civil
it's
war.
different between
Everything
India.
you're talking about is
Let
a
me finish
result. Hold
speaking.
on. Everything you're talking about is the result of people coming into Palestine and renaming it Israel. And you're only acknowledging that renaming. You're not acknowledging that. What was it called before Israel?
Palestine.
So they come in and take it over, and now you're acknowledging. That's like somebody stealing your parents' house, and you won't acknowledge it as your parents' house because it got stolen.
I am saying to you, if somebody come into your house and steal your PlayStation, and you're not strong enough or have the support enough from the police to go back for your PlayStation, is it your PlayStation anymore?
Let's just go to South Africa. Do you think South Africa was called South Africa? Or was it called something that the Zulus indigenously called it before some settler colonialists came down and plopped down on them? And you saying to me, there is no Zulu anymore. Well, I
did not say to you that there's no Palestine anymore because I said Palestine still exists in the hearts of people. That's what I said. I never said that there's no Palestinian. Right?
Well, it's not even about it existing in the hearts of people because that suggests that someone is romanticizing something or endearing themselves to something. No, people simply remain in the places that their ancestors spawned, and their ancestors were in Palestine and called themselves Palestinian. Then some people came in and took that, and you saying you agree
that it's cool to come in and take something.
I did not.
But this
did
whole
not agree.
conversation. See, here's the thing. Even when you're trying to manifest a state, it only takes 2 or 3 other nations to say that you a state, or they acknowledge you, and then you are considered a state, right? Mm-hmm. And so, regardless of what other nations are doing, you as an individual is seeming to say that you don't acknowledge that their state existed because of the way that the settlers settled in, on top of them. Now you're just saying that they don't exist. You accept it. And that's fine.
No.
That's fine.
Stupid. Do you know that
let me answer
other countries in the UN trying to get Palestine recognized as a
what doesn't really exist in real life is Israel. That's what's the fake construction plopped on somebody else's land. See, that's what wasn't real. That's what you can't prove in the Bible. I can show you Palestine in the Middle Nature, Pelishek. I can't show you no credible Israel in the Middle Nature, that Merenptah Stella from the 22nd, 21st, whatever dynasty. And so that was really there. And the fact that some people forcing us to wipe it out of history and you willing to do that like that, I was fine, because you're right. It's not on a map. But go ahead.
Let me reboot. Because geopolitical policies is about support. If we look at a map of Europe today and look at a map of Europe 1905, countries that existed in 1905 no longer exist today. Persia does not exist anymore. You have Germany and you have Switzerland. They don't exist anymore. Countries have always existed and not existed after a while because of what happened politically, what war changes border and changes the face of maps. Now, the Palestinians who live in the land that was once Palestine, who now occupies the West Bank and Gaza Strip, and who has to get a visa or a pass to go into Israel, that part of Israel that is called Israel, now long for a land that has their name on it. But countries have always appeared and disappeared, and we know that.
They long for a land.
Let me finish. No, let me finish. It don't matter the land. The land don't matter. It's the people that matter, and what the people call themselves. So, if the Palestinians move somewhere else and call themselves something else, that has always happened. That is what has happened now to Palestine. And one of the reasons why it has happened is because of the support that these Israeli got from other countries, which allowed them to establish themselves in other people's land. We know that it is unfair.
Look, that's my question though. In the UN right now, the reason why Palestine is not recognized is because of
that's not
US.
true. That's not. I don't know what we're talking about.
That is not true, because
Arafat. What is not true? Hold on.
Arafat.
What is whoa? What is not true to what? To my statement?
All right. So all of the members, all of the nations of the UN don't recognize Palestine, but it is recognized by 138 members of the 193 UN member states. All right. So I don't know how many of them got to recognize it. So that's why I was saying that's not true. Because if 138 of them out of the 193 recognize it, then I don't know what's supposed to happen.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say is that I don't think America recognized it. And that's the reason why. And Israel, because I know America got the veto power.
Why they keep talking about a two-state solution then, if they don't want to recognize?
Because that's just a talking point. So you could just have a talking point and not. They talk about reparations. They ain't gonna really give it to you. They could talk about anything and not really do it. So it's just a talking point.
About no reparations. I have heard them talk about.
But no, what I'm saying, that's what HR 40 is. It's a conversation. So, but they could talk about it, but they're not gonna do it.
Man, I don't like all this bumping gums. Cats me, not you. My fervor going towards Stu Peas right now. As I share this screen right here. Look.
Yeah.
What does this say? Stu Peas, what does that say?
It says, oh, go ahead, Stu Peas.
It says, international recognition of the state of Palestine.
Now, I'll read. As of June 2024, the state of Palestine is recognized as a sovereign state by 146 of the 193 members of the United Nations, or just over 75% of all UN members. It has been a non-member observed state of the United Nations General Assembly since November 2012. So this is what I'm saying. You is just saying what Israel wants you to say on YouTube.
No. I'm not saying that.
You said it don't exist. We just showed you it existed and was recognized by the UN. And that was just on Wiki. I couldn't just make that do that.
Okay. All right. Two things can be true. Two things can be true. The land that was called Palestine is still there. The people who lived on the land that was called Palestine is still there. But the government that controlled that land, which should have been Palestinians, is not there anymore.
Wait a minute. See, you trying to move the goalpost, but even that's
I'm not trying to move the goalpost. I'm not trying to move the goalpost.
But now you're talking about that old government isn't there. No one old government is there. But furthermore, think about it. If they're still self-governed, now let me ask y'all something. Since y'all said Israel is winning, Stu Peas, who controls Gaza today, right now, as we speaking? Who control Gaza?
The Israeli.
That's incorrect.
Who turned on the water?
No, today, as we speak, Hamas controls Gaza. After they didn't kill, well, dude, all you gotta do is keep up with it from other sources besides United States sources. You can go to a neutral source, like go to Indian news.
My question to you then: if you control a place, who turns on the light in Gaza? Who turns on the water? Who allows ships to dock
hold on.
Use the word control.
But you trying to illustrate something that works to my benefit. All you illustrate in that is that the state of Palestine now is like a big concentration camp, right? To where they're not even allowed their own sovereignty because of the things Israel imposes upon them. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. Like you can't be like, yeah, Israel the big bad bully who don't let them do anything, and then whenever they're trying to be self-sufficient, you say, aha, because Israel don't allow them to do certain things, they're not self-sufficient. You can't have your cake and eat it too. It is Hamas running Gaza right now. After all them bombs and after all everything. So how is Israel winning?
Okay. No.
They got no hostages back. How they winning?
No. One of the most important things, if you say Palestine is occupied by these Jews, I will agree with you. It's an occupied land where the Jews occupied it, just like how the Germans occupied France in World War II, and they were running France. The Jews now occupy Palestine, and they are running Palestine. The 100 hostages that they have don't compare to the 60,000 Palestinian that was killed.
Yeah, let me jump in, Stu Peas. Now, as far as the winning, now I've been paying attention to this as well. I got a map on the screen of what it was like in 1946, and this stops here at 2012. So if this ain't winning, I don't know what is. But anyway, we're gonna get to the Gaza Strip right here. If they've already in the last 6 months or a year, however long it's been going on, they pushed these people down right here. The half of it's gone. They've taken half of it. So we're watching really an extermination.
But when we was talking about winning, we wasn't talking about since 1946.
Yeah,
we was talking about since
I'm
October 7th.
I'm just getting to where we at right now.
Well, we was
So I'm
talking,
just saying,
but
I'm just talking about the last.
But your initial statement was about you don't if this ain't winning, you don't know what is. That's because you got it in the wrong context. You putting up an example of since 1946 to 2012 when we in 2024 talking about a war that ain't even on the screen.
Okay,
Yeah,
but what I'm showing
right
you right
now
here,
they had to
what I'm showing you
invade
right here
Lebanon.
is that they pushed these people where this Gaza Strip is. They just took half of this right
But
now.
that's what I'm saying. It's 2024, so even that's inaccurate. So
yeah,
I'm
just putting it up for a visual.
But he corrected it. Half of the Gaza Strip is done.
I'm talking about the extermination of these people in the last phases of what's going on. That's what we're watching right here.
So we have to this is another American proxy war that's been going on for 75 plus years. And you're just showing us how much our American dollars being at use for just going for another proxy war for over 75.
But we already know that the reason why that's placed.
But that's what you were just
showing
us.
So
because of the Suez Canal, they put them people there.
So
I'm just.
Gaddafi says Israel destroyed Palestine, now moving on to Lebanon. They accomplished their goal. That's not true. See, y'all got to think more militarily. It's never a military goal just to destroy something. That's not a military target. You don't say destroy something, turn it to rubble. See, that's when you just outside of all your military tasks. That's why even in UN law, they like if you don't have an objective, right, then you can't just bomb indiscriminately. This is why they on trial for war crimes as we speak, right? So just because they reduced it to rubble, they still don't control the rubble, meaning if they was to go into the rubble, they'd be getting fired upon by Hamas. So I'm saying if their military goal was to just reduce it to rubble, I don't think that's a cool military objective because it's not helping them or nobody in the world. And so if y'all think about it literally, their objectives was they said they wanted to put some damage to Hamas, which they did, and they wanted to return their hostages. They didn't achieve that.
From October 7, remember October 7 was like a 9/11 to them. So I don't know how they went.
Man, I don't, but see, for me, like the whole thing is not even valid from the perspective of them saying how this all starts. See, you gotta see, like I don't know. See, like some things you just gotta be in the know. So they said that the reason why all of this happened because they let their defenses down and
that's not true.
I know this. Hold on, I know this through piece. I'm not an idiot. Because they got a defense system so cold that these people can't even put a rocket and land nothing in their town unless they want them to. So to me, it seems like they allowed this to happen so that they can push the agenda that they wanted to push.
You might be right. I don't disagree with that.
They had information of Hamas having a plan.
Yeah,
they
we
didn't
don't
know
disagree
when,
there.
but they knew that.
I mean, that's what I'm looking at because that system that Iron Dome that they got. Those little rockets that they shoot ain't effective.
Man, check this out. The Iron Dome is so outdated. All you got to do is attach a warhead to a drone now. You can't see that on no Iron Dome. You can fly 15 feet above the ground for your whole mission.
Well, who shot down all those missiles was America and Europe. It wasn't Israel.
It was the collective, all of them.
It wasn't Israel.
Yeah. But what happened with the Houthi missile? That mug flew. They say that mug flew over the whole U.S. fleet, and they were shooting at it.
I don't know about all this, Smash, because watch this. Now, this is what you got to look at and trip off of when you start talking about winning, too. If you've been paying attention, they eliminated every leader that these folks got.
Hold on. I didn't say Hamas is winning or Hezbollah is winning.
Yeah,
I said Israel ain't winning. That's y'all got to get the difference because two militaries both have two objectives, and the one really being fired upon ain't even like. See, what's the objective of Hamas? They put it out. Stop shooting on Gaza. That was not Hamas. Hezbollah.
Hezbollah.
Yeah, they said their only objective is to get y'all to stop shooting at Gaza. So all we can look at is military objectives. Now, what's the new military objective of Israel? To return their people to the north. Now, if they can't return their people to the north, you can't say they winning because they ain't pulling off their objective. They can kill as many people as they want. But if they can't do what they're trying to do as an army, then they not
even worse.
Exactly.
Look, now they invaded Lebanon. They in war with Hezbollah, and now they in war with Iran. Isn't four-headed war right now? How are you winning a four-way war?
This is not the first time.
Okay, but this is
what
have they done and what have they done?
It's the first time
and
they've
reply.
never been at war with Iran before, and they never been a war with all four of them at one time. What are you talking
I'm
about?
Asking you, and I'm asking
They have done nothing. Hold on, James. They've done nothing significant.
Iran is not in a war with Israel.
But James, they've done nothing significant in reply.
No, that's American propaganda.
So, hold on. So what I'm asking is, maybe I'm wrong. I know maybe I'm from America, so this seems like how this works. So if you go around and just kill everybody, my top leaders, all in my country. Like not on my own, not like they went into these other people's countries and did this.
Mm-hmm.
And then nothing happens in a retaliatory type of a situation. I could show you a video from India, how they framed it. They said, are they too weak? And they framed it. Matter of fact, let me show this video, bro, because this is crazy.
That's what the average non-military man gonna think. But I dare you to imagine yourself in the position of anybody in Hezbollah or Hamas, right? So what you gonna do? You tell me what you gonna do.
Let me ask you.
See what I'm saying? Because the tables turned.
Let me ask my question.
Hold on. Why you thought that was a good time to interject, Stupides? Me and James talking right now.
Let me say it's just puzzling, Smash, because looking at it, I just showed a map. Everywhere around them are Muslim countries, right?
Dude, none of that matter. No.
I'm just saying how I'm thinking.
No.
I'm thinking if you seen a small little country get a little country that they ain't really capable of defending themselves, wouldn't all of these other Muslims come to the defense of
No, they would not.
I'm just asking,
if what you think is true, if what you think is true, then why are they even different nations? Why ain't they just one big nation called Muslims? Because they got different ambitions.
Yeah, they got different factions.
They different.
Just hold on. Historically, they got split up just like Africa, and they've been in control. The West has been controlling them as well. So it's just really,
the way we analyze things.
You win. He was like the curse. This is the cursed side, and this is the blessed side. Netanyahu. He was going so biblical with this craziness.
Yeah, I seen that speech. That was crazy.
So
it was straight biblical.
All we do is believe what they say. I don't even believe that access of evil nonsense.
Smash, can I ask you a question?
Go right ahead.
Smash. If the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, get those 100 hostage, would they have reason to continue the aggression?
Of course not.
Do you think that the Israeli government want to stop the aggression against Hezbollah?
But whatever point you're making is negative to, if you think anything fond of Israel, let's say, let's probe both sides. All right, well, regardless, I want to be able to answer your question without this.
Okay.
So let's probe, let me answer. So let's probe both sides of the question. Let's say they honestly wanted to get the hostages. No man would think that bombing from the air is the easiest way to do that. No military. If you never even played a video game, if you got a hostage situation,
Bombing indiscriminately isn't the way to do that. So we probably could say that they did not want to get the hostages, or they just got a goofy ass army. Now, if they did get the hostages, like you said, then they wouldn't be justified in continuing this indiscriminate bombing. And so we just probe both sides of that. What is the win for them if they really? Well, I don't. So where do we stand?
I am saying this. This is what I am saying. Because you think I agree with Israel and I don't. But I'm looking at the big picture. I'm looking at all the pictures. Israel wants all of Palestine. They want the West Bank and they want the Gaza Strip. And the easiest way to get it is to demoralize the people and have them run away like refugees from their own land. The reason why most of the people in the Gaza Strip didn't go to Egypt, because Egypt locks its border. The reason why they didn't go to Jordan, because Jordan locked its border.
Yeah, they're locked in there.
So they are locked in there because there's nobody that's going through that amount of violence would stay in that land.
Hold up, but why would they do that?
They just do that shit. That shit crazy.
So just think about that. Why would another Muslim country stop Muslims from coming in for refuge from somebody?
Because you keep on saying Muslims, and it ain't based on that.
Because you got to oppose it against these other people who are not Muslim.
Dude, it's not.
I think another point.
The religious aspect isn't on the forefront.
That's what they're using to justify what they're doing.
But the religious aspect isn't as much on the forefront as we would like it to be. They're not just gonna let them in because they both Muslims. They got two separate nations with two separate economies with two separate things going on, and they don't necessarily just like it's just not a religious war, so to speak.
Yeah, I know about the economic part of allowing. I don't know how many.
It's about the land.
Israel, but that's that. But if it's a systematic situation, then why wouldn't the West, who wants this to happen as well? Why don't they just pay Egypt and pay Jordan, allow them to come in?
What do you mean? The West is an ally for Israel.
I know, but they want if they want that land, then they will subsidize those people coming into their land by giving them something, right? That's how it usually works. If you try,
but you can't do it like that. That'd be too blatant.
Okay, well then, how did they do the Belfort? How did they get that? Let's see how that
Belfort because they
hold on. Let's see how that went.
Deal.
They had something to do with some money.
They had something to do with some
money and all that kind of shit.
It was a secret deal. That's what that was.
No,
the
British said we're gonna give Palestine to the Jews.
That's exactly what happened. Now, how did they go about doing that? They did that with military
guns,
might.
only with guns.
They did that with military might and finances.
But that's the reason why the Germans started messing with the Jews. Is because
okay, well, hold on, listen to what I'm saying.
Hold on. That was the reason why they was pissed with the Jews. They didn't really start it.
No, but this is how this all played. This how it all came about. So we already know historically that these people are kind of like they're in bed with each other, but then they pretend like they not, because we know the history of this, right? So they pretend to seemingly be enemies, but at the same time they in bed with each other.
Who pretend to be enemies?
The Muslims and the
only
Jews.
people that's on the same side.
They're not pretending nothing.
The British
we know that
British people and the Jewish people are on the same side. The Palestinians not on the side of this deal.
Hey, you know what I learned? What we learned in the subcultures of America and learning how to navigate America, it don't translate to international discussions or affairs. Because it seems like that's the main problem with the way we understand in the world, is what we learn about our experience in the world. That's why we think we can say, why they Muslims and they Christians. It don't work like that. That's just what we learned in our little pockets of America. And so we think that that's how it translates to an international conversation.
But what I'm
They
saying,
don't.
Smash, let
We
me
don't
be
know the
clear.
Sunnis and the Shiite part of it.
No. I'm not even dealing with that. We dealing with straight
So
with
that's
what
the
happened.
problem, though.
No, we're dealing with straight with what happened in Israel and how from the Belfort Conference on how that state got formed. That's what we really trying to hash out here.
So
and the king of Jordan and I think the king of Saudi Arabia, they all had that land at one time when it was Palestine. That was all of their stuff. After they got with the Ottoman Turks and kicked them out of there, they first promised that land to them. They then backdoored with the Balfour Conference and promised that some of that land to the Israelis or whatever, the Jews or whoever we want to call it, the Ashkenazis. That's who they backdoored the deal to. And then from there, it's been conflict ever since, right? Just getting it up to speed. Because the king of Jordan, that was all of their land at one point. They made a deal financially for them to settle there. And it just don't happen just militarily as well. You're gonna have to give these people a concession for them to stop fighting.
I think.
Okay, we're gonna give y'all something.
We gotta understand a little bit of how much time the Balfour Declaration was, like, what, 1887 or 1888 or something like that?
Yeah,
or
that's
y'all
when they
help me. But Israel ain't into 1940, what, 1947, 48?
1945, right?
One of
So
them,
somewhere in the 40s.
Yeah, I thought it was 48 or something.
But see, that's because America money.
But
so without
real
America
quick,
giving
that good guy.
See, I just wanted talking about money.
But I just wanted to say this, and I'm done. We back to that good guy. You have to remember, the Balfour Declaration is before the Holocaust and stuff, and is after. Now, we got to keep that in context, and I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, that good guy. Yeah. Oh, you on mute if you're saying something.
Yeah. The Balfour Direct, and that's how America, Germany finds out that America got into the war because the Jews made that secret deal. So, and ever since, we've been doing whatever the Jews say. And that's why right now the number one country that we give all the most money to is Israel.
No, something happened though. Because at first,
the Suez Canal. What
think about it. We wasn't involved in the Balfour Declaration. That was just the British.
Right.
How did we? That's what I need to know.
How did we get in? Was
the Suez Canal.
Remember what? No. We they had this something about. They had damn.
How did we turn the number one supporter of Israel before it was the Britons?
Suez Canal.
It was the Jews. The Jews.
Man, I keep saying I just said it about Germany. My mic muted or something?
No, but all you're saying is the Suez Canal.
That's exactly what happened.
But that's not explaining anything.
That explains why America needs.
You just saying the Suez Canal. Explain it.
Because America and the West needed once they built that canal, they needed somebody there to protect it.
Beautiful.
Golly, y'all ain't understanding how geopolitics.
They needed that further in the region.
First, they were selling all the way around Africa to get commerce to America. Once they cut that Suez Canal, they could go straight through the Mediterranean, come out the Straits of Gibraltar, and go straight to America. So and they charged to come through there. So that's money. You see what I'm saying?
No, it was no.
Y'all think,
no.
Okay.
Because
it
was because America. No, it wasn't about the canal. It was just about America.
It was about the Suez Canal. If you go back and listen to this,
all right.
Let me tell you the story of
the evidence and just stop.
Let me tell you
words. Show the evidence that it was.
When I finish talking, I can listen to talk.
Yeah, y'all, James, you gotta be 100% wrong, bro.
No. Let me explain. Give me 2 minutes to talk about.
Hold on. You said I'm wrong.
You gotta be 100%
James
wrong.
James right.
You know your boy. You hold up. Geopolitics, man. I know what I'm talking about, bro. We don't talk about.
All right.
this
Well, how
subject,
you
but-
know what you're talking about when it's like?
Okay, because like,
Well, look,
gotta
I want you to
understand.
see this right here, and you about to
Okay,
tell
put
me
it
you
up.
know what you're talking about, and
Put it
then
up.
you're gonna change something when you read this.
Go ahead.
So we do this too much. Look, watch this.
Okay.
Suez Canal. Now let's just go down and write the building of it. 1857, way before everything we talking about. Look, the canal officially opened in 1918 and 1869. That's before the Balfour Declaration. See, this is why I can't be listening to anybody.
What did you say?
All right, let me,
that
can I
don't
speak?
seem like that's
Jim,
right,
Jim,
right
Jim,
there, Smash.
Jim,
Oh, okay,
Jim,
but
Jim,
you just got to
look,
tell
look,
me.
look,
So this ain't
Stokes
right. So
co-signed
this
that
ain't
too.
right. Okay, cool.
Let me just say something. Let me say something.
He
to you.
right. He
No,
right.
that don't seem
Stokes
like that's
co-signed
Okay,
right.
this
it.
ain't right. This ain't right. Okay,
Go
cool.
ahead.
Let me say something. Let me say something.
Let me go. I'll be right back.
James, just give me the floor for 2 minutes. Just give me the floor for 2 minutes.
Go ahead, you got the floor.
When
I
the
told
Suez
you,
Canal-
James. See,
All right, the Suez Canal was first being controlled by the British. They provided the staff to run the canal, to maintain the canal. The Egyptians had a problem and they want autonomy over the canal, just like how the Panamanian Noriega wanted autonomy over the Panama Canal. The Egyptian wanted autonomy over that canal. As a result, they went into cahoots with the Russians. And the rest of the world look and say, listen, that cannot happen because we do the most trade through the canal and we need a friend in that part of the area. That is why they set up Israel and they back Israel, because Israel is the only friend the West have in that side of the world.
hold on. See, you were saying everything cool, but then you said that's why they set up Israel. But what you said happened right before they set up Israel, correct? I'm just trying to make sure it's.
Yeah, the canal was taken over
Okay.
before they set up Israel.
Word. Yeah,
Israel was set up in
I ain't mad at
1945.
that. I ain't mad at that.
I'm talking about when the Egyptians took over the canal.
So here's the thing. Yeah, you're right. In 1956, the Egyptians took it over or something like that. I only just skimmed over that a minute ago. But thinking it wasn't built before Israel is crazy.
I never said when it was built.
It's when the canal was taken over. At that point, the Americans started putting a lot of money.
Nah, you did say that, James. You might have didn't mean that.
What I said was the
The
American
reason why-
interests became influential around that time because they needed somebody to protect it.
I'm with that, but look, when the way you said it, I was asking myself, did America build the Suez Canal?
No, I didn't say that.
No.
I know, but I'm saying the way that you had stated it, it caused me to ask myself.
Okay, word.
Yeah. I ain't saying you
So
said
the
that.
Balfour Direct is the reason why the America got into the war. Because remember, they wasn't into the war. British was losing. When British,
just think about it, Smash.
when British made that, when the Jews made that deal with the British, that's when America got into the war, and that's how the Germans knew.
All right, here's the question: what was the British losing? You said the British was losing.
They was losing. The British was losing in that war at that time.
Against the Ottomans? They was losing
against Germans.
Oh, okay. You talking about that war?
Okay.
That's
World
War II, right?
If you watch the movie Lawrence of Arabia and you read the story about Lawrence of Arabia was a British officer who was fighting alongside the Muslim in that area to beat the Germans. They were blowing up train tracks and all of that stuff. Because during that time, the British, people don't understand, England before America entered the war was the main person fighting the Germans. The French had surrendered. The Italians had sided with the Germans. The British was the only person. Britain had a population that time of about 30 million. And their soldiers were the ones that were constantly fighting the Germans along all of the fronts before the Americans entered the war. So they sided with those Arabs and said, although we control all of these land, because Britain controlled all of that land at one point.
All right.
They said, listen, after the war, we're going to cut this place up. You're going to get this. You're going to get that. You're going to get that.
So hold on. You're right. and we going hella far off the. I want to reel it back.
Yeah. But you have to understand how Israel come in the picture now. The Zionists were always there, and then when the guilt of conscience, when
Hold on, slow down, stupids. The Zionists were not always there.
Zionism in England was there long before Israel.
Zionism had its creation while Palestine was a thing.
Yes, but the Zionists wasn't in Palestine; they were in England.
You're right.
And they were
You're right. I thought you said they was. I thought you said they was always in Palestine. That's all I was. Yeah.
No, and then because even during World War II, when Jews were escaping on ships, nobody took them. The English didn't take them. When the ship came to America, the Americans didn't take them.
But let's slow down, man. You confusing this.
Yeah, we just claim.
Slow down. Y'all be going way too fast. Them ain't even. Hold on. Let me ask y'all something. A lot of the Jews who got persecuted indeed were white Jews. But a lot of them were the people who we be looking at calling Hebrew. And they rock two different styles, right? Though we do know that, though, right? Like, let me ask y'all, let's ask us a question, and this is from my ignorance. How many of the Jews persecuted in the Holocaust were Ashkenazi or Khazars?
All right, the Polish Jews.
I always thought it was that 6 million number.
Let me say this. The Polish Jews were eliminated almost down to, all of them were deported from Poland to the.
So they basically was white Jews because they Poland. Okay, keep going.
No, we don't know. We don't know if they were mixed. Just like how the gypsies are Indians.
Yeah.
We don't know what they look like because gypsies today don't look like what they came from. But the gypsies were Indian originally. Gypsies in Europe. But now they look whitish. But they're originally from Indians. So we don't know what the majority of them look like. Because a lot of those were the first to be thrown in the oven. Because they were easily identifiable.
Well, here's a side note that made me think about. Talking about racism against Haitians is really just racism against black people because you can't tell who a Haitian when you sitting in the car. See? So that's how we let them, they tricked us into thinking he's just saying Haitians. But in order to identify a Haitian, that's going to be a black person.
Correct.
So yeah, they tricked you into hating on the Haitians, and now you hating on the black people.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Look, Smashy getting himself in trouble.
If we're talking about the debate, he never said Haitian. He said they're illegals eating they cats and dogs. He never said.
But here's the thing.
Whoa.
Go ahead.
Let's get the terminology right.
You might be right.
He never said Haitians.
But check this out. This is what he said. He said immigrants in Springfield. And Springfield is the place that opened up their arms to the refugees from Haiti. So if you say immigrants in Springfield, you talking about the Haitians. They got whole program. Yeah, they opened up
the dog whistle mentality.
No, I didn't know that.
So, you gotta know that.
If you're a regular citizen and you didn't know that, you were just thinking about people illegals. Because I'm thinking most illegals I'm thinking about is coming from the border.
Hold on. I got a question for everybody.
And then we're gonna take it back after James' question. I got a question.
Why do you think European Americans want to vote for Trump? Like, what do you think? Why are they?
Because he on his white boy shit. Stop playing.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm talking about something more.
Because he on his traditional white man.
So do you think it has anything to do with some of the policy he may be that they may? Because like I said, they be doing stuff that's conforming to us. Okay, like remember last time when he was in office? Remember he did a whole bunch of stuff with putting some judges in office. Remember he did that?
Yeah.
He put but we didn't understand what the hell was going on in the circuit courts and stuff. He was putting a bunch of judges in, but most of us didn't understand that move. So what I'm saying is when they start to do stuff like that, we don't even take time to analyze the play. You see what I'm saying? So why they know this man, they say the man got about 50 felonies. I thought he got convicted. How the hell is he even running for president? I'm a felon. I don't even think we could run. Hold on, I don't even think we could run for president. So
You're
how
right.
the hell is he doing?
I don't know, and you're right.
You see what I'm saying? These are the type of questions that.
But you're right, everything you're saying. But you got to remember the rules. We look at the rules like the people who follow them. They look at the rules like the people who make them. They know they could just make another rule and change that rule, get that rule out of here, and put up a new rule. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, so that's why shit that look like it's written in stone or by God to us, they talking about changing and shit.
Okay, so bam, watch this, man.
That's why I always
this
say
what I think. This
build
what I
up,
think this project 2025 is about, right? Now, if you're looking at the trajectory of America, population-wise, they're gonna be the minority. Now, the rules used to be hold up. The rules used to be
crazy.
the rules used to be the minority can vote, the people in. But what happens when the people who want to stay in control become the minority?
No, those ain't the
do that.
rules
Don't they
either.
change the rules?
So hold on,
to
is
make
that
it
the
to where
reason why they brought
minority?
Everything you
stay in
said
power?
ain't. I mean, I'm not trying to
I'm
be
just
like
asking
that.
questions.
But I'm about to answer it. Everything
Okay.
you said ain't really the way that it works. So let's go back to the first thing you said. They about to be the minority.
Okay.
Now, depending on how you're about to be, you feel what I mean? Like, what's the context of this about to be? 10 years, 20 years? I know you're not saying any time before that.
I don't know.
So
But what
just,
I'm saying is
just
people start preparing for if they know something's fixing to happen.
But here's the deal. First of all, that whole conversation is coming up out of some white rhetoric that they use to incite white fear. Like, we about to be a minority. We about to be a minority.
That's why they doing what they doing.
But and so all I did was try to start out fair from a level place and say, okay, if we're willing to consider that, how soon we gotta start from somewhere. Like, okay, I'm willing to consider what you're saying. Now I'm asking, how soon is white people gonna be a minority?
I think that we could probably go and look.
So Stoopy said a cool number. Stoopy said a cool number. 40 years. I'm just saying, at least he fixed on something.
Yeah, they got some kind of fix. They got a number that we can go and look, is what I was getting ready to say.
Okay, so if we think in 40 years, white people might be a minority, and we think that they are using their foresight of looking forward to them 40 years and acting things to. I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah, we ain't saying this is hypothetical.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
They're doing things. Are they voting on policies today because in 40 years they might be a minority?
Mm-hmm.
That's what we think is happening.
Well, based on what I know about human nature, I don't see no kind of way if somebody knew that they was getting ready to be the minority population that they wouldn't do that if they in control right now. They would. I don't see why you wouldn't. But that's just me. I don't know.
And
you know what I'm saying? If it was us, man. You know what I'm saying? I think that we would probably be doing the same thing to make sure.
Hold on, but
that's just how it works. Rome tried to do as best they could fail. That's how most civilizations.
Y'all still entertaining a theory that ain't been proven to be true. This is the great replacement theory. Don't have me pull these things up, bro. And so I'm not just the same way we know the invading pharaonic race theory. Now I'm about to pull up the great replacement theory, and it's gonna be saying everything you're saying. And so the question is this pseudoscience?
I don't know. I would have to look at how other civilizations.
It's democratic.
What I do, we look at how other civilizations.
Well, we're gonna go one at a time. Everybody gonna get to say what they need to say. But I just want to ask y'all do see this on the screen right now and say the great replacement?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's hear from Stu Pease, that good guy, and then James.
The great replacement theory is a white nationalist far-right conspiracy theory exposed by French author
are you reading the screen or are you just breaking it down?
No, I'm reading, but
you don't have to read it. I just was asking to hear. I just wanted to hear what you had to say. I was giving you your floor time.
All right.
I'll read this once y'all finish. Yeah.
No, but let's be honest. And I'm going to go back as far as Egypt, one of the great cosmopolitan society. And you cannot deny that Egypt was a cosmopolitan society. Once a society expound to greatness, whether it want to be Baghdad, whether it want to be Thebes, whether it want to be Britain, immigrants always come over. Now, people fear that when they look around and they see too much immigrants that don't look like them, that they'll replace them. The theory might not be true, but it has some validity because it has happened thousands of times over thousands of years. That people always immigrate to great societies. And who is there and who established a society always has fear of the outsiders coming in to take over. It may not be true, but that fear has always existed. Study history, it has always existed, especially in an open society.
I'm with you on that. I'm not going to even read this whole thing. We're going to hear from that good guy. I just want to read this part, James, and say, mainstream scholars have dismissed these claims of a conspiracy of replaces elites as rooted in a misunderstanding of demographic status and premised upon unscientific racist worldview. That good guy, you want to add something?
Yeah, I just think that most people are going to vote for Donald Trump. He have his core base.
Oh man.
Yeah, but
Finish.
Yo,
you made me want to look back at the poll. Hold on. Let that good guy finish. But real quick, you're right, because he got 54%.
I got you.
Let's let that good guy finish though.
Go ahead, that good guy.
I'm not going to touch on this, but anyway, yeah, because that, like you said, to just talk about the original topic, that you're not going to, everybody got issues. Everybody got no vote for everybody issues. And people see that, this administration took them to two wars with Israel and Ukraine, and, prices don't went up with this president, and I guess they're gonna see the same thing with the next president. So I think that's the reason why people are going to vote, like your poll saying that people are going to vote for Trump.
All right, James. I think it's James' turn.
Well, based on what Stu Pease was kind of going back to through the historical lexicon of history, we see that this happens all the time. If you've read stories about, a certain period in Egypt's history where the people came from the north and they had a problem. So this ain't nothing. And then we just seen in 1950 that they made the Mexicans go back across the border in a large number. So this is nothing new for the man. But I'm just thinking,
you're right. But
this is the new playbook. But then maybe they know that they can't keep these people, so they trying something new. I don't know.
You're right, James. But when you said the new playbook is when I started saying nah, because everything you said seemed to make perfect sense. But you gotta realize what you repeated at first about them about to be erased is not scientific.
I didn't say erased.
I mean, replaced or whatever.
No, I didn't say replaced.
Or whatever
I
word.
said minority.
I'm not trying to be, minority. The same thing.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not trying to nitpick the words. I'm simply saying that whole ideology comes from them, and that's what fuels a lot of their white supremacy. And so if it's not a real truthful talking point, then it's more detrimental for us to be, because if we really not gonna replace them, right? I mean, if they're not gonna be a minority, but we saying they is, then why get somebody spooked that they're gonna be in less numbers so they can start doing their crazy shit in order to protect against being a minority when it wasn't.
I get what you're saying about the propaganda part of it, Smash. But I don't think that it's really propaganda based on what they're saying. The statistics that they're using, I don't think this is something that's just fictional.
No, it ain't fictional, but it's more like how we seen in Kemet. Like over 3,000 years, people start looking different. Not like 40 years, it ain't gonna be no white. Come on now, it's 40.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. That is not what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm just saying
yeah,
that they were
yeah.
looking at a majority population, and when you're trying to hold on to something, we've seen this playbook plenty of times. I think throughout civilizations and history. You're gonna do whatever they can. Even Dr. Clark says this. You're gonna do whatever you can to hold on to power as long as you can.
Smash.
But
Smash.
that ain't the way the world.
Let me say
Maybe
something.
don't care about that.
Let me say something.
What's up?
Smash brought up something beautiful a while ago, the great replacement theory. And I think, as an immigrant observing, many Africans Americans are suffering from the ideas of the great replacement theory.
You're right.
They believe that the society that exists now are importing people to replace them.
Yeah. You sharp, stupid. So what they did, they expanded the white great replacement theory to include black people and to have us hating on our own people immigrating in. To say, oh, you guys, stupids, is going to replace us.
When I saw you put it up, I said, Smash is evil, Smash. I see where your mind going. Because you have thought about it also. Because once you read it, you realize, oh, and you listen to many.
Yeah, I already know it's some hell of a games being played. That's what I'm talking about, and why we need to look at this in all kinds of ways, because it's some hell of a game that we really don't be looking at. Like, why are they deporting, or why are they moving them up north like that? You know what I'm saying? That's just something I thought about. Like, it seems like they're trying to push, put these population of people in these areas where they lack these type of people. To me,
well, they moving them up north because they don't want to. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, why they
I'm
doing?
sorry.
I want to hear your rebuttal.
My rebuttal only is to that is that I think that they don't want black people to grow, so they want another poor population in there, and that's why they they ship them to St.
Nah, that's not true. You messing that up.
Listen. Only reason why I would say that is because you ship them to places where people are already struggling at, and there are opportunities for them to grow. So why would you ship them, right? Like in some places right now, they ship them to New York from like Texas, like James was saying, to a sanctuary city.
But
New York or Chicago. Hold on, let me just finish.
Go ahead.
I spit one time, and then they stay for like 2-3 years, and right now they just kicked a whole bunch of them out of a hotel, mainly probably because the government probably wasn't fronting the sanction where the people stay. So, but what I'm saying is that.
Can I rebut that when it's finished? Can I rebut that? Let me rebut that, please.
Go ahead.
Let me rebut that. And I'm going to rebut it with Springfield. The Haitians in Springfield was invited to Springfield by white people. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. Have you realized that the mayor of Springfield has said nothing wrong?
You can't rebut Marv's statement was something that was somebody's ship. They wasn't asked to be here. So.
No. Let me finish, please. Let me finish. Because when Springfield placed a program in place where they were inviting companies to come to Springfield, lower taxes, lower things, the companies were coming to Springfield. And when the companies came to Springfield, the companies were complaining that they do not have any workers. The Haitians weren't there yet. All of these advertisements was put up. Black American, African Americans weren't going to Springfield. It's not that they were preventing African Americans from coming to Springfield. They just wasn't going.
Mm-hmm.
So they went and they looked for a different source of labor, and they found the Haitians, and they invited them to Springfield. And when you hear those companies say they enjoy the Haitians are very hardworking people. I know that you have heard that. They've been invited, right? They were invited. They weren't there to displace any jobs. Because white people in Springfield were junkies and they didn't want that job. And the Haitians came and they took the job. You have not heard the mayor complain. You have not heard the Chamber of Commerce complain about the Haitians. They were invited. No, you were sold.
I think you're proving my point then.
No,
you're proving my point.
But Africans Americans, Americans didn't go to Springfield.
You're proving my point.
I'm not proving your point. I'm disproving your point.
Yes, you are. You because
Oh,
you said
He said, hold on, he
ask.
said he just adding on to it.
Let me finish speaking and then you can
No.
rebut me. Let me finish speaking and you can rebut me. Please. Africans Americans weren't going to Springfield. And that you need to tell me that they were going and weren't getting these jobs.
Nah, we wasn't going.
So,
weren't going to
so
Springfield.
I'm not understanding that how that rebuts my statement of them shipping people to New York where there's already people already looking for jobs already. So them busing people to New York when the mayor ain't asked for them people to come here.
Yeah.
People of Springfield asked.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So then let me
Yeah.
again.
No, hold on.
So
let that good guy finish because Stu Pease
go ahead.
ain't answered that question. He got a different point, Stu Pease. He's saying we didn't invite him here and we didn't. We need our own jobs. Keep going, good guy. I'm just saying.
Yeah, so there are people out in New York in the tri-state area because Jersey, a lot of people from Jersey come to New York to get these jobs. So I ain't even gonna knock them. So people from the tri-state area trying to get these jobs. Why are you sending people over here to get jobs that people over here need? We didn't ask for these people to come here. And then they come here and then our government gives them stuff, kick out people that are in shelters and stuff like that and put illegal people in. We didn't ask for that.
All right,
how is that equal up
who
there?
gonna respond, James or Stu Pease?
Let me give you the quick answer to that. Like I said, what happened was we had a border problem. We had a problem down here in Texas, and they was asking the government to stop the illegal people that was flooding over the border. So the government said, the Democrats, they said that they wasn't gonna do nothing about it. I guess they put stuff in the water. They put the Texas National Guard down there. They did all kind of wild stuff, right? That was really unconstitutional, right? So the next move they said was, okay, since y'all won't stop these people from coming over here, we gonna send them to these Democratic states that want these people here. And that's why they started cherry picking New York, Chicago, and wherever else the Democrats in the North that didn't have a problem with immigrants. And there's your answer right there, that good guy. Just that quick.
Yeah, is that they didn't send them there, is that Republicans actually put them there. That's the answer to the question. They weren't sent there by the Democrats. The Republicans bust them, fly them, put them there. It was the Republicans in Texas who placed them there.
We gotta slow down real quick. I mean, let me just add something then, that good guy, you can finish. The cities that the Republicans are sending people to are called sanctuary cities. This means they are already set up they got place in their budget for migrants and immigrants. I hope y'all know that. That's the main reason why they choose.
They didn't have it originally.
Don't say. That's
no, they didn't have it originally. That didn't exist originally.
What you mean?
Afterwards, no. When before they were saying,
I'm about to show you right here. Keep going.
No.
Sanctuary city's been a thing for a while.
Why they call them sanctuary city originally, right? Before Texas started busting them there, is because these cities did not enforce stop and ID for immigrants and mass deportation of immigrants. That's why they were called sanctuary cities.
That's the same thing I just said. That's what I just said.
No,
illegal people are safe in those cities.
Yeah, but it didn't mean that it was, they say, okay, we're a sanctuary system. Is that we're not going to take our resources to stop and identify.
Hold on, Smash. Go on and read this.
Well, let's say a sanctuary city is a municipality that limits or denies its cooperation with the national government in enforcing immigration law. So that's saying if y'all got ICE coming to track people down, if they're in a sanctuary city, ICE can't get them. It says the city council and the mayor will usually declare itself a sanctuary city and subsequently enact measures. Now, you know it costs money to enact measures and policies that will welcome and favorable to migrants. Sanctuary cities undertake the responsibility of receiving and processing the influx of migrant and providing services and resources for them to acclimate and live in the
Didn't
county.
say no more. First, next thing I need to see is the date for when this started happening.
Oh man, this been happening for hella long time.
Come on with the date though,
Let's
man.
see,
We gotta
let's
see
see.
this.
United States.
Because this is going right into my plan. That this is all a plan.
Early 1980s.
See what I'm saying?
It began in the 1980s.
I'm telling you, man.
Hold on.
This is beautiful.
Hold on.
This is
Do
all
you
a
understand?
plan, bro.
Oh God, you don't.
Yeah,
but this is hold on. So this has nothing to do with Project 2025. So I can't keep bringing that up, please.
With what?
Yeah, them shipping them to sanctuary cities don't got nothing to do with 2025.
You talking about Project 2025 is the next phase. We talking about what they did in 1980 to where they set up these sanctuary cities for this move that they making today. See what I'm saying? Y'all act like these people just do stuff.
But let me ask y'all a question about the sanctuary city stuff. How your city saying if somebody come here illegally, we not gonna cooperate with the feds, but if you here legally, we are gonna cooperate with the feds.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. I'd rather be an immigrant.
You must take into consideration that
the worst thing they can do to you, Smash, is send you back home.
But yeah, look, if you was an immigrant,
that is wild.
Is get more rights than a citizen,
bro. If you was an immigrant with a federal case, they not coming out.
It just says that.
Well, let me say something real quick, and I'm gonna let y'all say something. The lady who worked at the counter in Springfield, she worked at like the Walmart. She said they be having 30 racks on their EBT card. And
that's not true either.
Well, that's what the lady said. I'm not saying it's true. You know how you just like it was a guy who said
Same thing in New
so
York.
Real quick, the eating the cats come from a black dude who actually said they was eating the ducks. He said they ringing the ducks' necks. He said it at a city council meeting, and that turned into eating the cats. But it might not be true. You're right. But I'm just saying,
that was true.
These are
that was
accounts.
true because they showed the dude.
See, these are just the accounts of the people on the ground, stupid.
But
so if the lady, real quick, if the lady say he had 30 grand on his EBT, what do you think he really had?
Yeah, the duck.
Stupid, you ain't show a source yet.
No, but just saying everything ain't true.
I don't have to show a.
But you've been wrong all day.
Where have I been wrong? Tell me one time I was wrong.
Ain't nothing wrong with humans eating ducks.
Tell me one time I was wrong. No, he said I was wrong.
Ain't nothing wrong with eating ducks. You're right.
No, it's not wrong.
Let me tell you the duck story. Let me tell you the duck story because the duck story was proven wrong. Because what happened is that black guy was ordered to his job was to clean up some ducks that died, that got hit by a car. It wasn't taken in Springfield. That picture was never taken in Springfield. If you look, history of the duck picture, it was never taken in Springfield. It was ducks that got hit by a car. He was cleaning up.
Show a source, please.
I don't have to show a source because you can't prove me wrong. Nothing I've said tonight.
Everything
what have I said wrong tonight? Tell me one thing that I've said wrong tonight. Smash.
Everything
Smash. Tell me one thing I've said wrong tonight. Tell me one thing that I've said wrong tonight.
Hold on, we about to bring the show to a close, but the only reason why we prefer
look up the duck picture before you start talking.
The reason why we prefer chicken over duck is because it's easier to defeather. It's not because of ducks ain't sacred. If you starving and you catch a duck out there, bro, more power to you. Like, I don't even get it. That's not a pet. And so now, real quick, Stupies, everything you saying may be true. But what I seen was an account of City Hall with a black dude talking. And he was testifying that he seen somebody in the park wring a duck's neck. Now, he could have still been lying, and that ain't true. But I'm saying that what I was recanting was a different account than what you was recalling.
Okay, let me just say this. I don't know how to share my screen. Haitian rule, photograph of viral man carrying duck. Right? Let me see now. The man who took the viral picture of the man carrying a dog came forward and claimed that the photo was not, I'm trying to expand on it.
Nah, you
Because
trying
I've
to
read
edit
it.
it. You trying to edit it.
No, I'm not trying to edit.
I'm just playing with you, family.
Just bring it up because I use my phone.
Why you ain't reading no more then?
I use my phone and my phone screen break. I tell you that earlier.
I thought you was
type it
editing
in.
that thing.
The duck picture. Just type in the duck picture and they will tell you.
I agree with you. I agree. I don't even gotta look that up.
The picture
Somebody
wasn't
had
taken
a
in
meme of
Springfield.
a duck, and it was from somebody who was with animal care or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't from Springfield. The other thing, the guy who came out and talked at the council meeting came back and said he wished he didn't say anything because what he said afterwards in a second interview, he said that he heard it from somebody else. He did not see it. That short, fat, black-looking guy.
Yeah, the black dude, the short, fat black dude. Yeah, he said he heard it. Don't tell me he said he heard it.
He said he heard it. Go back and look it up.
Please. I will. So
Go back and look it up.
So he lied. So basically, I mean, even if they was eating a duck, I want to taste some of that duck. They might know how to cook good duck.
No, I live near a pond. A pond where we walk, there's a pond there. And I had Chinese neighbors. And one day one of them come out and grab one of the ducks. And they had to put up a notice on the community notice board that please do not eat the ducks. They are protected under law.
Yeah, but just imagine if you from another culture, like you from China, or you from Haiti. Man, that's good eating. That's good. Like, man, y'all don't know what y'all doing.
Now,
you know
look, where
I live in Miramar, Florida, and we have a lot of Haitians, and we have a lot of ducks. And I've never seen a Haitian grab a duck.
Well, let me tell y'all something. I'm in California, and y'all probably Texas too. Bro, big-ass wild turkeys be walking across the street, and nobody eat them. But if somebody was to grab one of them, that's a turkey. Like, what are you thinking? That's what we eat on Thanksgiving. So if he just went and grabbed it and ate it, you're going to say, oh, they're eating the wild turkeys.
No, look it up. Look up the two things, the duck picture and the guy who made the claim. And you realize that he was lying and the duck picture is not in Springfield. And it was somebody cleaning up the street. So when you look at it, because as you said, what you put up earlier, the replacement theory, many black people bought into the replacement theory. So any stupidness they hear, they ran with it. Because, these black people, these Haitians are here to replace us.
No, that's what the problem is. Hold up. No. The problem is, I don't think it's so much that we have a problem about them letting Haitians in, because that's like us. The problem is that they was letting in people that's not like us, that in a seemingly unfair rate.
That can't
like,
be the problem.
Hold on, what I'm talking about, because they turn Haitian boats around. They let these other people come in not seemingly more frequent numbers.
Well, they turned around the Haitians boat before we had a deal with them. And so, once they worked out the deal, then it was cool. But one thing I'm saying is, when I said the reason why is because I don't like how you can't base it on color like that. Because we going to get left out the majority of the time if you're trying to adapt a color policy anyway. So it's not like cool for the Haitians because they black and not cool for the other people because they not black. You know what I'm saying? Because then we gonna get the short end of that stick if you want.
I know. Based on geography, we're definitely gonna get the short end.
Based on who in power. If you wanted to try that when you was in power, then I would be saying it less. I mean, I'll be like, "Oh, good brother James, can I have a word with you for a moment?" But we ain't in power, you know what I'm saying? So that means
that's just American history that I just, glossed over. That's just what they do. I mean, Dr. Clark and them have talked about all of this. So seemingly, like, with nothing that we really talking about, there's no. What I would prefer that we really need to start looking at what we need to be doing.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
like, I would love when we get to that point.
I would tell you what we need to be doing is learning computer science and hacking and stuff, because the future is robot wars and stuff. They're going to start sending robot dogs after you and shit. And if we don't know how to shut them down, then we going to be through. It's going to be over.
Smash, this is the question I want to ask black people who voted for Trump. Trump said no to reparation. He said it. He said no to reparation. That big fighting point that a lot of leaders have, that we need our check now. support Trump. Trump said no, he does not believe in reparations.
Man, reparations ain't coming for no white person or black.
Right? He said no.
Right, they
And
not gonna give it to us.
The other thing I wanted to name one policy that Trump has proposed for black people.
None.
That would benefit black people.
None.
One policy.
Man, the brother who
But damn,
came
but
up
hold on, this
earlier.
America,
But
this
like
what
I
I be
said,
tripping on.
The
This
brother,
is America.
Go ahead.
Like, how
my God.
many policies have they really ever really gave us unless we fought for?
No, they had hella policies.
Hold up,
that
I
helped.
said unless we fought for it.
Well, I mean, you know, they don't just
They
come.
ain't giving
Nah.
us nothing.
So
You know
it's
what I'm
like
saying?
this.
So
It's
what's
like
going
this.
No,
on?
I'm talking about Trump. What policy the brother said earlier?
Yo, so he had his platinum plan, right? And he still had. Well, he had that black lady regurgitate his platinum plan on his campaign trail. Well, this year.
But why didn't he propose it? He had a platinum plan when he met with
So
Ice Cube at the beginning of it. At the beginning,
yeah,
he had the platinum plan. He had 4 years. He did not. There was no laws. There was nothing come forward. The platinum plan was
whoa! What are you talking about?
Trump platinum plan. When he met with Ice Cube before he got elected, he had the platinum plan. Before he got elected in 2016, of course he did. He had the platinum plan.
Can you source that? Can you
I
source
think
that?
that was Ice Cube plan or something. I don't
Can you
know.
source that?
You're right. He did have a platinum plan because they was laughing at it like why he made black people shit platinum. I remember.
Right. He had that plan. He had
the plan before he met Ice Cube.
Well, when he met Ice Cube, he had a plan. That was before he got elected. Before he got elected, he had the plan.
Before he got elected.
Right.
So when he was trying to get reelected, because the black people didn't vote for him in numbers, and he's trying to get reelected, and he come out with a plan, and black people didn't vote for him. They vote for Biden.
What was the plan? What was all right? Let's forget that. We know the name, but what was the plan?
I just told you.
What was the plan? You said the platinum plan.
Man, Trump
What
ain't
was
got
the
no
plan?
damn plan. He was just the president.
No, we didn't vote for him in crazy numbers.
But
So
I'm saying though, but he didn't do nothing.
you don't
for us
have a
then.
block. You don't have a block to do anything for you if you don't vote for him in numbers. You don't have a
Man,
He was the president.
I think
What
we
was
need
the
to stop
plan?
the conversation about the president doing something for black people. I think
Trump
we
has
had to,
never
because that
put-
never
what's the
happened
plan
in
that
our
Trump
whole
has?
life.
if you're a part of a base, they're gonna do something for you if you really act for something for them to do. Because I think more of a Republican than Democrat. If you look at the
James, you hear what he said?
but
I don't know, but I gotta go.
Democrat-
I'm sorry. I'm about to go get in the shower in this one.
Okay,
Thanks
later, but
yeah, peace.
all right, peace.
Peace.
The dude said the plan. Yeah.
Hey, it would be good for somebody. Come on, support the show right there. I'm putting up the cash app. Sometimes I sit down for 3-4 hours and I look like, damn, I feel like Reggie right now. But it don't matter. But because I'm gonna say like this, y'all put that album up and it got best album. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get ready to go, but it would be nice for somebody to say, hey, that was a good show. I respect it, and then hit that right there. And if not, y'all know how it is. It's always every time we be back again. Next time.